Says we're live. But yet... I don't see it. Oh, it's been too long since we did this, and my computer since then has just gone completely to shit. So I'm working with what I can with the way I have, we'll call it, I don't want to call it that. There's a good word for it. But basically I've rigged my system to where it'll function the way I need it to, but not in the most ideal manner. And a good chance that if you guys saw me, you'd be fucking laughing at me. But, it's okay. And we could have done this on Twitch. I really didn't want to do this on Twitch just because everybody wanted to see it on YouTube. And I'm guessing everybody wanted it on YouTube because on YouTube that's where people can everybody wanted to see it on YouTube. Wow. Okay, I was trying to I'm going to use my phone for chat, but at least I know I'm live now. I can hear myself talking to myself, so that's cool. But we used to use Twitch, and you guys, I think the last time I had checked the vote was like 95% to 5 wanted us to start doing streams on YouTube instead of Twitch, which is fine. I'm pretty sure I lost my partnership or my affiliate or whatever I had with Twitch anyways, because it's been quite a few months since we streamed. We just were so busy, we just couldn't find the time to do it. But I'm looking to find the time again. I'm actually thinking about taking a little bit more time off, a little more time to myself to do the stuff I really want to. I'm thinking that I may actually even cut down to 4 days a week, just because, and it probably, as much as I hate it, that probably isn't going to be very realistic until at least next year. But that would be what I would want to do, just because it would give me more time to do all the things I want to do, to get back to streaming, to get back to doing, at least like 3 videos a day on YouTube, and, to just get back to other stuff that I had plans for. Like, I had so many other big plans, and so many things happened this year that just threw all of that awry. But not that you guys give a shit about my personal life. I don't give a shit about my personal life. So, first I wanted to discuss what you guys think about DraftBox 4. Honestly, I thought DraftBox 4 was really good, but its execution was poor as shit. Just because, sorry, that was a friend of mine. Just because, like, there were some really good cards in the DraftBox 4. And the way they advertised it is that you were getting these new cards, and then you were getting, like, some reprints here and there. I don't know why I turned my phone off like that. I literally need it. But then it turned out that the reprints... Yeah, I mean, the pull rates were garbage. If the pull rates were different, like, the reprints should have been something that, to me, the draft box should have been all about the new cards, and then the reprints were, like, your rares, or, like, just the things that you get 1 or 2 of in a pack. That way, the reprints had actual value, and it was still worth getting the draft box. Because I mean, we have some dope cards in in the draft box. And the last time I looked, which has probably been a few days now, but all the super rares were going for like around double digits. Maybe a couple of them weren't that much, but just about every super rare was worth a little chunk of change. And not that it's a lot of money. I could probably afford to get some of them, but I don't want to. Like, I personally don't want to go and spend 40, 50, $60 for, just a handful of cards. Because when they first revealed everything, and I saw the Saiyan Duo rares or whatever they're called, I was ecstatic. The Gohan Piccolo was dope. Like, I mean, I was gonna put Gohan in androids. I was gonna put Piccolo in Namekians because he's a 2-drop, so you can play him off Planet Namek. The Goku Bardock because I love Bardock, and I was planning to put him in some of my yellow decks, and him and the Goku, they synergize pretty well. The Future Trunks, Future Gohan, I was ecstatic for because I always love getting Future Trunks support. And I love when we get Future Gohan cards. I was so happy when we got Undying Spirit Sun Gohan in the last set, in set 7. Even though I haven't really found a deck that I like to use him in, I was happy that we got another Future Gohan card, and it just looked dope. It was a good card. It's just, a lot of the decks, if I play it blue, I play it mono. So, like, having to force myself to fit in multicolored cards for characters I'm not wanting to run in the deck kind of gets in the way of that a little bit. But I really wanted the Future Gohan and the Future Trunks, but that Future Trunks was so good that, like, on release he shot up to like almost $20, and I was like, nah, I'll wait. And I'm still waiting, and stuff hasn't really gone down a lot. And, it's like, yes, this is a cheap game comparatively. I have played Pokemon. I have played Yu-Gi-Oh! I have played Magic the Gathering. For the most part, this game is cheap. However, I was also around during, Set 1 and Set 2 days when the Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the first tournament pack was over $100. When the Super Saiyan Rose, the Joyful Strike Goku Black, when he went up to, like, I think topped out at like 95 for a foil, 90 for a non-foil, and even the Gohan from the Set 2 tournament pack topped out around like 75, 80 for a foil, and it was just like, you didn't need those cards, but they were nice to have. I mean, I pulled 3 of the damn Goku Blacks and then couldn't sell them. I was kind of upset. I still have those same Goku Blacks, and they're literally now worth less than toilet paper. But that's okay. I like the cards, and I've made plenty of use. I've played with them a lot, so. But I don't know. To me, Draft Box 4, it was a good idea in theory, but the pull rates are garbage, and it was executed poorly. So I ended up buying most of my Draft Box stuff in singles. Like, I went and I just bought, singles of the common stuff. Like, this, like, Trunks Deluge of Power, all the Deluge of Powers, because, they're fucking great. And okay, let me ask you guys about this, too. Because I've been wanting to, I wanted to save this for our stream, because I was curious, and I wanted to know if I was the only one. So, way back with Set 3, when they were doing the reveals for Set 3, and, I was still doing my reveal videos and stuff, and they revealed Legic, who's a free 15k blocker, and we thought Legic was so fucking good. We thought that Legic was like a 4 of in every deck. And me and my friends and my teammates, we all tried that. We all played it like that for a while. It didn't really pan out as well as we had hoped. but it did work for a little bit, and then we kind of just eventually weaned ourselves off of it. I have the same feeling with the Deluge of Power cards because they're basically super combos without the draw. So the question is, should these cards be staples? Should they be considered staples? Should it be something that you go, okay, I'm building a red deck, I have to run 4 of these trunks? Because you're going to run 4 super combos. Like, super combos are a staple in every deck. Yes, the game did definitely keep speeding up. That's for damn sure. But that's where I feel like these Deluge of Power cards come into play, too. Because the game speeds up so much, but if you just, drop one of these on one of your dudes, that's plus 10,000 power for nothing, for one card. I mean, if it was a super combo, you'd get the draw to replace that card, but still, it seemed like, I don't know, to me, they seem like a decent staple, or at least something to consider in every deck. The biggest thing with these cards, I feel like, is it all comes down to how important and how threatening your battle cards are. Now, if you're just attacking with, like, little dudes, they don't really care, your battle card doesn't do anything besides damage, it's whatever. I know from experience, playing my mono blue Gotenks deck, that when I drop Quick Thing and Gotenks, everybody tries to kill him. Everybody tries to kill him. And for good reason. He's cheap. I can play him on turn 2. I draw 2 cards when I play him. I draw every time I attack with him. He's got crit. Nobody likes getting hit with crit. And he's always a target. He's always a target to be murdered. But if I run the new Deluge of Power cards, like the Shoe, then that's an extra... Where's he? Well, he's with the blue stuff. Blue is page 2. Then that's an extra 10,000 power. That's an extra set of super combos. He's way down here, isn't he? That I can run. There he is. That I can run to protect my cards. And if I go... Say I go into my Gotenks. I attack you, I draw my card, I do some damage, or you combo out of it, whichever. And then your turn comes around and you attack that Gotenks. Say you're like, oh, he's 15, I'll combo to 20. I drop Shoe, and then bam, for one card, I've just protected my card that, in my opinion, is one of the more imposing cards of the deck, and one of the more important cards to defend. That may not be accurate, or it may not be a good metaphor, like a good analogy, perhaps. But personally, I feel like it's a good deterrent. Now, of course, your opponent's going to see it the first time you play it, and they're going to catch on to it. And that's going to happen. But if you have the space, I don't see why not. Like, to me, that's like Sensu Bean. Like, Sensu Bean used to be a staple in every deck that played blue. It's not seen as a staple anymore, or not as much, but if you have space, if you're not forcing yourself to take out cards you really don't want to take out to fit 4 Sensu Beans, you're probably going to play 4 Sensu Beans. Plus, I still think this Shoe is just amazing anyways, if you run him with the Saiyan Harmonizer Trunks, but that's a whole other... That's a whole other thing. But with the draft box, I don't know. There was a lot of cards in it that I liked, but I couldn't really find a whole lot of use for. Like the Majin Buu the Reincarnator. It's like, cool, you play him, he can play a red battle card 3 or less, but like the only deck I really wanted to play him in was a Majin Buu deck. If I play this Buu, what am I really getting? There just wasn't any... I don't know, I couldn't find any real value out of it. I mean, sure, you could do... I know some people mention like chain attacks into this boo. This boo gets whatever, but what is the point in that? Besides getting you like this, once you play him, he's a vanilla 15k beater. Whereas you could just chain attack into Pan or something worthwhile. Um, and some of the other stuff was good. I liked the Vados, but 7 energy was just way too much. Like, just it can't. Then other stuff was okay. Like the Kefla was cool. The Topo's nice, especially if you're playing Pan. When it comes to Boo, I feel like I feel like there might be something we're missing, but none of us have the answers. Like, none of us have found the cheat sheet, so we don't know what there really is to do with it. The other thing I was thinking too is like, so it brings out a 3-drop from your drop area, but what is it like? What are you trying to do with it? Like, what are you trying to get out of your drop area? That's kind of the thing that I couldn't figure out. Like, it doesn't do any good for a Majin Buu deck, and it doesn't really do any good for. See, I can't figure out a good purpose for that card, is my problem. Yeah, it definitely seems like it should be a good card. Again, I can't figure out a reason why I would play it over just playing a different 3-drop. The Jiren. Okay, so you're talking about this guy. This guy, don't get me wrong, is good. I'm currently trying to figure out a way to break this card. I'm thinking there. Ideally, you want to get those 10 drops in your drop area. 10 drops, those 10,000 powers in your drop area as fast as possible. Burst is the quickest way I can think of, but then again, burst is also random. Gogeta BR is definitely a good one, just because everything is all your Goku and Vegetas are 10k, so that's definitely a good one. But you still have to get them in your drop, and you want to do it at a relatively quick pace. The reason I think that you want to get this card out as fast as possible, aside from the fact he's a 1-drop, is that double strike and dual attack at, say, turn 2, turn 3. Just assuming, we're just assuming that we can actually find a way to get all 10 cards in your drop. That is a ridiculous thing to have to defend against on turn 2 or 3. 35,000, no, 30,000. Double strike, dual attack, and you can't negate it unless you discard 2 cards. Like, that's super powerful. That is ridiculously powerful that early in the game. There just has to be a way to get the 10 drops in your drop area. The Gogeta leader, yes, he does let you put him in the drop, so that's fair. But it's not fast enough. Like, I was thinking like the, what set was it? I want to say they came out in set 5. Each color had a card that when you attacked, you comboed with it, you milled 3 cards. But that still seems a bit gimmicky. I do like leaders like Clash Coup. Like I said, leaders with burst, or just any cards with burst in general, would be a very solid way to do it. But I haven't found a satisfactory way to drop this guy and have you just going, oh shit, and then and then you're getting punched in the face. Like, it needs to be, when you play this card and you go to beat your opponent down with it, it needs to feel like Jiren beating the crap out of everybody in the tournament. As far as, like, the rest of Red goes, Niagara Drop was okay. Gallic Cannon, I still don't understand exactly why this card... Okay, well, no. Let me rephrase. I understand why this card is good. I don't understand why it is as expensive as it is. I understand pull rates. I understand the pull rates are garbage. And, you know, honestly, I almost wanted to get a case of the draft box when it came out. I wanted to pre-order a case. I didn't do it because I really didn't want to try and shell out the money. And I'm glad I didn't too, because the pull rates even on a case were probably shit. I saw, you know, people posting saying they didn't get a playset of, you know, a super rare out of a case, or that they couldn't get a playset of the Saiyan duos. And that especially sucks because, I mean, you can play them without the counterpart. Like, Gohan and Piccolo play completely separately. Trunks and Future Gohan can play separately too. The Bardock and Goku play a little bit more together, but all of those cards can be played separately, or they can play together, and it's a little beneficial. But the fact that you couldn't get a playset out of multiple, like, it's ridiculous. And, like, I love this card. I would be running this card all the time in red. Like, what is it? What is the, shit. I can't think of what it's called. The one that's in the Broly, not in the Broly deck. The one that came out of set 8 that had a picture of Broly on it. What is that card called? Oh, it's going to kill me. I can't think of it. I can't remember it. You know what I'm talking about, though. The counterplay. I'm going to die if I don't think of it. Somebody please tell me, because I'm going to fucking blow my brain out. I mean, yeah, the red U6 stuff is great. It's just, like, you kind of have to, like, there's stuff that I still don't have out of this, because all I've done is buy commons. Like, all I've done is buy, you know, common singles, because I can't justify buying, you know, so many cards. Like, I'm okay buying a couple boxes, like, of just booster boxes, because they have decent pull rates. And I want to build multiple decks for multiple characters, all the colors. I want to be able to, well, not just do deck profiles, like, not just build a deck. I am looking at a card search engine. I just didn't feel like doing it. Plus, when I forget something, I want to remember it on my own. I don't want to have to cheat. That's not fair. It's not fair. It's not right. But what's up, Gambit? But there's so many decks that I want to build, and that's why, like, I literally have a list. You guys have not seen. I have this huge ass list. It is faster, but I have pride. You know me better than this. There's this huge list I have of all these decks that I want to build, or that I have built. I mean, I have stacks upon stacks upon stacks of cards and decks, and stacks of cards turned sideways so that I know where one deck stops and another deck ends. And, you know, I do this stuff not just because I enjoy making the videos and I enjoy making the content. I like playing the different stuff, and it also helps me learn how the cards work. Not to mention, like, I enjoy helping you guys build a deck around the stuff you want to. You know, I get people all the time that they'll message me, whether they're commenting on videos, or they're messaging me on Shadowrun Gaming, and I'm just like, like, hey, I want to play this, but I'm having trouble Yeah, basically. It is basically the same thing, Ryan. Shut up. Um, but like I wanna, I wanna be able to build these decks. Like I've right now, I'm trying to brainstorm a Kaioken Goku deck for a guy, and a Ultra Instinct deck for a guy. And it's like if I have the cards, I can sit there. I don't know. I can look at the cards online all day. Like I can pull them all up in this search engine, but it doesn't. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't help me to try and build a deck if I don't actually have the cards in my hand. So if I'm sitting there trying to build a deck to be able to see the ratios, to be able to see if I'm missing something, having the physical cards in my hand is just, it's completely different. And that's why I don't enjoy playing on like Untap or on Octagon. Like, I mean, I will. I haven't done it in a long time. I kind of feel like I want to get back into it. Just like I can do some streams and do some, like, play some matches on stream. But the problem comes with like Draftbox. I had decks I wanted to build and play and showcase for you guys that I can't do because I don't have the cards. I can't afford them. And yeah, I mean, I that's something I wanted to do is, do either Untap or Octagon and just stream it. And a lot of people want me to do gameplay videos, and that would kind of, I don't want to say that would make up for it, but more or less it does, for lack of better terms anyways. But okay, so one example is that I had a Majin Buu deck I wanted to build. And I had figured out a way. It was somewhat gimmicky, um, initially, and then I realized there was an easier way to do it, through discussing it with our boy Ryan, and we figured out that it was entirely possible to to get out Buhan turn 2 and just murder your opponent with it. And I could build it. I could still build it, and I could proxy it and play test it, make sure it works, and then do a video on it and just be like, hey, these Pokemon cards, these are these are supposed to be this card. I could do that. I don't like doing that. That's why a lot of times too, like, you won't see me do a deck profile on anything that is not currently out and available. Like, I know some people will do deck profiles and they're like, hey, I just built this deck, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, these cards were just revealed today. Like, I do not believe you've had time to really think. And I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody. But logically, to me, I do not see how you could have had time to really think out the ratios, figure out the best strategy, the best way to get from point A to point B, and then do a profile on it. Like, especially when you don't even have the cards. I mean, sure, you could do, like, build it on Untap or whatever and then just do a profile from there, but I don't know, to me that just doesn't work. Like, I want to make sure, I don't want to just throw a deck out there. I want it to at least have some kind of results. And if it's something that I'm going to claim is good or that I think can stand up to the meta, then I want to make sure it has good results, not just a win here and there. And some of my decks actually do have that. And several of them have that. And even if it's not first place, just as long as it's, it's a good record is what matters. See, my problem with doing theory crafting, and you're not the first person to mention that, and actually several people have said that to me before. And I very well might start doing that. Like I said, I want to get back to streaming. I want to get back to streaming full time. Believe it or not, before I started heavily doing Dragon Ball Super. I don't even know if I want to say heavily doing it, because it was after because I've been doing Dragon Ball Super since set two. Um, as far as videos go, but at one point, I had my schedule set. I literally had my schedule set. Like it was an ideal schedule. I worked 7:30 to 2:30. I came home. I'd record a few videos, edit them, upload them. You know, eat, chill, whatever. Play some games with some friends, and then I would stream 2 to 3 hours every night. And I mean, it was consistent. I was doing it every single night, and even after I started, the job I have now, I still kind of stuck to that, and I streamed a lot. It was just I had to adjust it a little bit. So it was like Mondays I physically couldn't do shit, but I could still work around every other day. And I'm getting more earlier shifts now, which is what I need. It's what I want. I mean, it's legitimately what I need for the life I have. But it's what I want so that I can keep doing YouTube and either Twitch or streaming on here, whichever, and just have, not have a bad time with it. And I want to get back to that because I enjoyed streaming. I mean, I'll be honest, going back to streaming tonight, I was kind of like, I really don't know how this is going to go. But, I mean, you guys are here, and, it's one of those things like, once, and this relates to so many things for me, once I get started, I'm good. But it's like getting started. Like, sometimes I just don't want to sit down and record. But once I've started, I'm great. I'm having fun. I'm having a good time, and everything's peachy. It's just for some reason sometimes it's like getting started. I don't know. I think it probably has a lot to do with my some of the issues I've been dealing with lately. But I don't want to get into that because that's not what we're here for. Ultra Instinct signed Goku. This card This is one of the ones I didn't understand why it went up so much. It's a counterplay. Okay, it's a counterattack. Okay, it costs 4 frickin' energy. Like, what? It can't be negated, which is cool. You play it, you choose a battle card, bounce it, ignore a barrier, draw a card, but it's 4 energy. What are you doing? Play a card, pass? Charge, pass? I mean, if you already have cards out and you don't feel like you need to play a card, sure, but I don't know. I feel like this card was way too... I mean, that's fair. That's definitely fair because that Gogeta or just anything they do that triple strike, and you're just like, okay, I'm going to play this, I'm going to negate your shit, and then I'm going to bounce you back to hand. I got that. That makes sense. But other than that, like, it's just, I don't know, to me, it's just not, it's a good card to stop really big cards like that. But I don't think that it is important enough for it to be as expensive as it is. And I appreciate that, Lycan. I like to think I'm a decent... I like to think I'm a decent human being, despite my recent toxicity, which it's not even that. It's just like I've just been down about a lot of stuff lately, just struggling to get where I want to, but I'm working on it. So, but I mean, I would like to expand our community, expand the channel and the brand, and I'd be totally down for that. I mean, I may even, I could even take the God Squad, and the God Squad could stay what it is, and then we could just start a team, start a team underneath the God Squad that's just all rare hunters. Which it would be. It's so thematic because if I did that and it's like, okay, one dude lives out in, say, the West Coast, one dude lives up north, one dude lives in the, the middle of the country, then then I could literally just, it could be like I'm sending my rare hunters everywhere. And just the thought of it just makes me tingle because I would love something like that. I'm not even fucking lying. Um, U7, I have my own opinions on U7, but I have a very fairly linear strategy with U7. That's why I want more U7 cards, and the ones they're giving us just aren't super great. It is a fusion material. Yeah, that's kind of scary. I do have a Discord actually. So, okay, so that's the thing. I started. Okay, we're gonna off topic for just a second, which is a great show, by the way. Um, I started my YouTube a couple years ago, just because I wanted to do some fun stuff. I want to do some stuff with my friends, whatever. And a lot of them kind of dropped, and that's cool. It's whatever. But I kept up with it, and I kept going. And then I started doing Dragon Ball Super stuff. And at the time, like my most viewed stuff was either Pokemon playthroughs or like Pokemon box openings. Like I would go and I'd get Pokemon product the day it came out, open it. The only downside is I was spending more money than I was getting back, and it wasn't good for me in the long run. But then I started doing Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball is great. Deck profiles haven't been doing as well as they used to, but that's also my fault because for a while I stopped doing them. I got in an interesting place in life. No, Jonathan, I have not had time. I know he's been doing some U7 stuff. I honestly I considered trying to collab with him, or trying to see if he would, because he's much more known in the Dragon Ball community than I am. Um, I feel like, and I feel like it's reflected in my deck profiles. I feel like if you go and you look at all of my deck profiles, you can see that as the game continues, like as the game was, getting more and more product, we were getting more and more YouTubers, and I feel like my videos were getting less and less views. I think I was one of the first few to start doing Dragon Ball Super videos and doing deck profiles, and that might be why. Um, right now, my two most viewed deck profiles are Majin Buu from back in set 3 and um, Bardock from set 3, and they're still sitting at over 12,000 views. Now my stuff, on average, my stuff would get about 4 or 5,000 views. Now, not so much, but that's because, like I said, I took a step back, or I was forced to take a step back, rather. Um, so, okay, we'll side quest for another minute. When it comes to YouTube, I didn't really know what I was doing either. Like, so I had looked into it a couple years ago. Okay, no. I started a couple years ago. I looked into it several years ago, and I really wanted to. What I wanted to do was to stream raids for Star Wars: The Old Republic. I wanted to do that, and I wanted to stream my friends. Like we had a whole, our whole guild would go and do this stuff, and it'd just be a lot of fun, a lot of stupid. But I couldn't. The computer I had at the time couldn't handle it, and at the time, I was making just enough money to pay bills and to afford to eat, and I could afford like little luxuries here and there, but for the most part, I was living paycheck to paycheck, and it fucking sucked. I have built myself up from that point, and gotten to a really respectable position, even though I'm not 100% happy with it. But so I only was able to really start doing this a couple years ago. And there's a guy that I watched, and I kind of took inspiration from him. And it's just kind of one day I just like I decided what I wanted to do. I decided what I wanted my videos to be about, and I just went with it. And my first video, I want to say my first video was a choose my starter. Or I don't even know if I did a choose my starter. I think it was just I just did episode 1 for a Pokemon Nuzlocke, and it got like 181 views. And I was like, holy fuck! And of course, at that time I was still super insecure about myself and about putting myself out there. And so instead of being me, I hid behind my Merrick persona, which, for those of you that don't know, that's a nickname I've had for years and years and years and years since Merrick was kind of just a thing. Like, when Merrick came out, me and my buddies watching it in school and playing cards, and they were just like, you. That's you. And I'm like, why is that me? Why am I the bad guy? But I'm okay with it. And so a lot of my videos way back then, I hid behind my persona. I never spoke using my real voice. I still to this day haven't done face cam, even though I had planned to, and then I put it off. And then, but the only thing I can really tell you is figure out what you want to do, figure out your target audience, and then just fucking do it. Like, don't worry about shit being popular. Don't worry about being shit being successful. Because I've played games that aren't getting me anywhere, and I'm still doing it, and I don't care because it's been fun as shit. I've got a lasso run with Halo 5 I've been doing with a friend of mine I've known since we were kids. And granted, we finished that lasso back in 2018, and I still have videos to put up for it because it took so long to do. But it was just super fun. And I mean, those videos only get, a dozen or so views, but it was just so fun. I didn't care. And that's kind of what you got to take from it. Don't worry about doing the trending shit. Don't worry about what's getting views for other people, because it's not going to work for you. I did Fortnite for a little bit because a couple of my friends played Fortnite, and I didn't really care for the game, but I had fun playing with them. And at one point, I was actually decent at the game. We won matches, but I didn't enjoy the game itself. And playing it just because it was Fortnite and it was popular, that's not good either. And it forces you to do something you don't really want to do that still doesn't get you the results. So, okay, with Star Wars: The Old Republic, for example, I've been doing a Let's Play for that as well on my channel, and I'm still going through it. I just now finished doing like the main class quest. Now I've got all the expansion stuff to do, and I'm gonna do it because I'm having fun with it. There's a new expansion coming out at the end of this month that I'm going to be playing with a friend of mine. He was my old guild master. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to live stream us going through the new content. I haven't decided yet, but I think that's what we're going to do. That's funny because I played Cyber Dragons in Yu-Gi-Oh! Since their debut back in, 2003? Maybe? I don't even remember what... I don't even remember what year that was, but I played Cyber Dragons. I played Cyber Dragons when he was at 1. I took him to regionals. I took him to YCS, Shonen Jumps before they were YCS. I got 2 Nats invites with Cyber Dragons before the structure deck came out. Before we had Nova. Before we had Core and all this support. Like, I had to fusion support, power bond my way through bullshit just to get those invites. Granted, I couldn't go playing Nats, but getting the invites was good enough for me, so I don't care. That's actually why a lot of a lot of people know me as one of two things. A lot of people either know me as Merrick, because that's just been my nickname for as long as I can remember, or they know me as Hellkaiser because I played Cyber Dragons and Cyber Darks religiously, and that was even my online handle for SWOTOR and stuff. So that's kind of like, I mean, my old guildmaster from SWOTOR still calls me Hell because my character name was Hellkaiser, and that's just I would like to be known for something for this game, um, whether it be androids, Majin Buu, or Goku Black, maybe Trunks, but I don't have the time or the luxury to be able to go and play in just regional after regional or whatever. And unfortunately, I feel like that's my downfall, and that's why I'm not relevant in the game anymore. I'm not relevant to the community. Um, this Vegeta here, I liked this one, and at one point I thought I had ordered some, but I didn't get any, and I feel like I don't remember why I didn't. Either I took it out of the cart, or maybe I don't remember. Um, but I like this one because of like either the 3-drop Piccolo from the what is it, the power booster that lets you play him from hand and ignore his effects till the end of the turn. It's like, okay, you don't get the draw, but at the start of your opponent's turn, his effects back on, you switch energy back to active mode, and he's a 20k blocker. And with that Shu Delusion power, he's a 30k blocker. Ooh, I might have to revisit. I might have to actually order me some of these and revisit Universe 7 for some stupid shit. See, this is how my decks. This is how I get ideas and how I build shit. Is I look at one card and I'm like, what can I use this with? And then I just figure shit out, and I'm like, okay, let's go with that, and then we'll fill in the rest as we go. I have the confidence to go to regionals. It's the fact that, well, like I said, I've been dealing with a lot, and anxiety's been one of them. It's kind of ironic because, I've done live streams where I've had like 20 or so people watching me. I put out videos that, like I said, a couple of those videos have 12,000 views. I have several that have, thousands and thousands of views, like about 50 or so. And, like, I can't do public speaking. But I have no problem talking to you guys on stream or recording myself on video and putting it out there where everybody in the world could see it. But for some reason now, it's like going to a regional, being so tight quarters with people, like, I just don't enjoy it. And I don't even enjoy locals sometimes if the right people aren't there or if the wrong people are there. That's part of why I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! To begin with, because there were so many cancerous people in my Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. I could be there, and as soon as you walked in, I was done. I wasn't having fun anymore. I was done. And I feel like that's kind of just something I've dealt with. I can't get away from it, but it's like it's something that I haven't been able to fix yet. And yeah, like I said, that's how most of my decks are built. Is I just go, I like this one card, and like that's what I did with Gotenks. And I know I talk about that deck a lot. It's one I just redid a new profile for it, but Gotenks isn't even one of my favorite characters. Like if I had to pick top 5, which is already hard enough, Gotenks isn't even considered for my top 5. But that 3-drop is just, I love that card. And I built everything around it because I realized there was enough blue support to make it work. Yeah, well, they care about the money. They care about, like, just topping, making prize. Like, we see that a lot in, for those of you that are in the big Dragon Ball community on Facebook. So many people complain about it not being worth their time to go play. You're going to play to compete. If you're going just for the prizes, like, I mean, I guess I can understand the thought process, but for me, I'm going for the accomplishment. Like, if I go that far spend my entire day just playing this damn game with people who, some people are nice, some people are great fun to play with, other people are like talking to a wall with an attitude. They don't want to say nothing, they get offended everything you do. You breathe and they start huffing. That's not fun to me. If I could go to a regional and, have. Okay, so I don't want to. I realize that was half a sentence, but I'm not going to throw a name out there. Ryan probably knows a few people, like people that know me in person or that were there know. Um, the one regional I went to for Super, I had to play a match against one of the bigger names. And I saw the name and I was like, "Oh shit, this is going to be a hell of a fight." And I was pumped, like I knew who he was. He had accomplishments and I was just like, we sat down whatever and I was just like, "Man, I can't believe I have to play against you." And he was just, it wasn't even that he was chill. And I'm told that he's kind of not really shy, but he's quiet with people he doesn't know. And I can understand that. But I was trying to be outgoing. I was trying to be, I was trying to enjoy myself. And so I was, forcing myself to step out of my comfort zone. And just the whole time I was playing with him, like, it didn't seem like he was there enjoying the game. Like, it wasn't like, I don't know. Like, so when I play Smash Bros with my friends, I get mad sometimes. I curse. Sometimes I just get pissed off. I'm like, that was fucking bullshit. It should never happen in fucking stupid game. And I'll get like that. But I'm still having a great time with my idiot ass friends. You can have fun and be fucking stupid and still be competitive. Like, me and my friends are not great at bowling. I love going and playing bowling with them. Because we can be competitive and still be stupid and have fun. We can laugh at each other, laugh at ourselves when we do horrible. It feels like there's not enough people that can do that while playing a freaking card game. Like, it's a card game. It's not anything competitive. Magic the Gathering is the only card game that you can really attempt to be serious enough to say you're going for the money, you're trying to make a career out of it, or make something out of it. Maybe Pokemon. Because Pokemon does offer some good prize shit too. But that's it. And even then, I don't think it's anything compared to Magic. But with this game, like, it's just... And even so, you can still have fun while being that competitive. This card here, this Android 17, I was so excited for this, and I have this card. I got it with the singles that I bought. I have it in a deck that I really want to showcase. I want to be able to play it and test it and make sure it works and do a profile on it for you guys, because I think you guys will really enjoy what I have for it. And I guarantee it's not what any of you are thinking. So, this is literally a tease, because I'm telling you guys I have this deck around androids that I think is good, or I think is at least an interesting concept, and works well enough to be a fun deck. But I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, and you guys aren't going to figure it out. I'm not saying you guys are dumb, but it's something that I thought of, and I was like, wow, I don't think anybody has ever thought of doing this. And, I mean, that's kind of what a lot of my decks have been anyways, so. Sadly, this Android 18 was garbage. We got another boo that we couldn't even play. The freeze is not bad. I wanted the Whis to be good. I want a good Whis card. That's all I want. I want a Whis leader. I want a good Whis archetype. A leader. Support cards. A battle card. Being in the military. Yep. That right there would be out of my comfort zone. For a lot of personal reasons that we're definitely not going to share here. But props to you, man. Are you still serving, or is that like have you done your time? done done your time, like you're in prison. Uh, that reminds me of a video I watched where a bunch of guys were playing a game. And it was like, this Diet Coke tastes bad, or tastes funny. And one of the dudes was like, "Is it spoiled?" The other dude's like, "Is it spoiled? Like it's milk." Uh, it's funnier to actually watch the video, but 11 years, wow, that's man. Kudos to you. Thank you for your service. I'm definitely gonna remember that, man. Um, the Frieza, I don't dislike the Frieza. I feel like it doesn't suit what I want to do or my playstyle. This is the one of the dumbest cards. Like I hate this card. You pay two to play him, and then you just combo him, I guess. Pay 5 to use his ability to bounce a card. Like no, fuck that. We have the best card that gets rid of cards on the board anyway. I mean, we had Father Son Kamehameha, but now we have Remote Serious Bomb. Like, get out. Seriously? There's Shu. I hate that it's Shu. Okay, so one thing that let's talk about this for a minute. I may have had a mini rant about this in the Gotenks deck profile. I don't know if I did or not, but I'm gonna mention it again because I'm still upset about it that I thought of it. Why did it have to be Shu? I know there's the memes out there. Haha, Shu, it's broken. It needs to be banned. No, stop it. Let's be real for a minute. Why did it have to be Shu? The green Delusion power is Goten. If I could have got Goten as the blue, oh my fuck, I would love my Gotenks deck even more than I already do. Like I would love that deck. I mean, I still do, but then I could play it and see. This is another card I wanted to play. Was the Janemba Infernal Intruder. I wanted to play this card. I wanted this card to be. Yeah, I wanted it to be good. It is good. But last time I looked, it was like $12 for one card. I'm like, I don't want to pay, damn $50 for a playset of cards. Like, I'm stingy like that. And it's ridiculous. They're only priced like that because the pull rates are stupid. But they'll go down at some point. So I'm not in any hurry. But I feel like this was a really good card. And I feel like Janemba can be a decent deck outside of the mill. But of course nobody's going to try that because you can just mill and that'd be it. See, there he is. Stupid Goten with his damn bow tie. Had to be green. Green didn't really have a lot of cards I cared about in the draft box. With the exception of this Piccolo. Initially, I did not realize his ability was Activate Battle. So, when I saw him, I was like, okay, so he's a 4-drop, like the Piccolo we got out of set 4. He's got 20k, like that Piccolo. He's got Barrier, like that Piccolo. He's got Bond 2 for his ability. Like, it was all the same, and I'm just going, okay, so instead of Double Strike, he draws a card when you KO a card. I'm like, okay, you get to draw a card. Like, that's not, like, a super big deal. And then I realized, and I hate that I realized so late, because I probably would have tried to order, like, 4 of these before they went up. Activate Battle. Like, holy shit. You can just play him and just do nothing. You just play him and sit there. And you have something else. And they're like, oh, I play this. I attack. And you're like, oh, no. Piccolo says, go fuck yourself. And unfortunately, he's not a god because he's only Frieza Saga Piccolo. And not, I wish he was Cell Saga. But, just because that's my favorite. And I wish he was a god. But, it sucks that he's not. What's up, Joshua? Another Joshua. We got 2 Joshes in here. 2 Joshes, a Jonathan. It's a lot of J's. But yeah, I like this Piccolo. I feel like is so good. And if you're playing a green deck, he's one green specified. One, like I'm gonna have to look. I'm not gonna do it now because my computer. We already had to restart the stream once. I don't wanna fool with that. Let's just let it. Let it run its course. I can always look it up tonight or tomorrow, whatever. But I'm gonna look in and see about getting a playset of this because it's just so damn good. This Krillin's another good card. I feel like this is a good card that obviously he's for the Clash of Fates Goku stuff, but you play him, you draw a card, you discard a card, you play him for 2. He's a 15k blocker, and granted, there's other Krillins that you can play in the deck, and you have to have a what. It has to be a 4-cost Krillin to die to play the Goku for free. You've been playing Blue Green Soul Strike. Man, that shit brings back memories. That brings back memories. But I mean, seriously though, it's Piccolo's such a good card, especially with Soul Striker, because then you've just got this extra energy. I still think that's a fantastic leader. He may not be a meta leader, but I definitely would say he's a solid tier 1.5. 2 if you are whatever. This Broly, I feel like this is a good Broly. I picked up a playset of these as well. I just haven't had a chance to really mess around with Broly. I've been working on a really retarded red Broly build, and it's stupid. Oh shit. So there was a guy in the Dragon Ball group that was like, "Hey, anybody got any good red Broly builds?" I'm like, "Well, I don't have a good build, but how do you feel about a stupid build?" He's like, "How stupid are we talking?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll show you," and I forgot to show him. I think I was at work. I think I was on my lunch or something, and so as soon as I walk out the door, I just forget everything. But I do have some of these. I have a build kind of put together that I want to focus on for that. Super 17 Power Distilled is another card I want to play. I have an idea for it. And he becomes a 4-drop in your hand. Like, he's a good card. But I don't want to run him with the Android, the Super 17 leader, because I don't care for that leader. If anything, I would want to run him with, like, a Shenron deck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Son Goku. Yep, that definitely would help with that. The game... I want to say the game is in a better place, but at the same time, it's in the same place. So, like, there's more variety with what decks are played, what leaders are used, as a whole. But as far as what tops and what wins, it still feels like it's the same shit. So, I don't know, we're in a better place than we were, but there's not as much change happening as we need. And that's the thing, is I've always played rogue decks. I've always played rogue decks in every game I've played, with the exception of Pokemon, and unfortunately that's just because some of the cards that I really liked building a deck around, they became meta, and I'm like, well, fuck you, I like this card, I'm gonna play it anyways. There are a lot of decks that I think, rogue decks, that can win. If they're built well enough, and they can handle the right threats. Like, I'm still guilty of this because I like to build theme decks. But you cannot build a deck that does not have any form of board removal. You have to have some kind of board removal. Otherwise, you're gonna come across a card and it's gonna wreck you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Self-Awakening is another thing that I feel like every deck should have. I just can't... The cards that Self-Awaken, I don't care to use in my decks. Some of them I do, but a lot of times I'm just like, I don't want it. Like the little one drops that go take a card, get 10k in crit, or what. I don't care for those cards. Like, I want something that actually does something to help my overall strategy. And that's why I always played the things I want to play. I want out of all the decks, out of all the characters I play, none have actually been meta at any point. Bardock has never been meta. Androids have always been a strong rogue deck, but never meta. Majin Buu, never been meta. Bardock, I might have already mentioned, never been meta. Trunks, the leader was meta, but the theme, the archetype, was never meta. Same thing with Vegito. And that's why I always try with those particular characters. Goku Black, never been meta. And speaking of Goku Black, like this one, I love this card. This card right here, I mean, granted, you have to have the 2 energy open or you just don't do anything, but activate battle. Oh, you swing? Okay, cool. Charge, or tap 2, play it, kill your dude. Now I've got a dude. And then next turn, you friggin' play the damn green Zamasu and just start doing your shit. If you don't have green energy, you don't get the untap, but still. And I'm working on a deck with this too, because I love this card. I love the Zamasu that goes with it, this one, the Undying. But he's not as detrimental, because all he does, he's just a 1-drop indestructible. Meh. Fusion support, or fusion material maybe, but this card I like too. I know this is kind of the Zamasu that's supposed to go with that Goku Black, but I actually prefer to use the green Zamasu from Crossworlds. I think it has just a much better effect. So, that one's just kind of, eh. The thing is, I don't like Hiru because of what he became. So I don't want to use the leader if I don't have to. Plus, to me, I like using a leader that goes with the actual deck. That's just part of... This is kind of part of what I do, with the exception of like Soul Striker for Gotenks and stuff, because obviously the Gotenks leader is just garbage. I hate it, but it's garbage. Like this card, the Great Ape Bardock. I wanted this card too, because you don't have to have a Bardock in play to evolve him. Which, you know, they got rid of our good 1-drop Bardock. And he plays, he's got double strike, he's a great ape, so if you played him with apes, you could restand him, or, you know, whatever. He doesn't have blocker, which sucks, but... And you put one of your opponent's cards in rest mode. And it's good strategy for stuff I had. Plus, I like that it just says at the end of a battle in which you combo with it from your hand. So it doesn't have to be during your turn, which is really nice, because all the other great apes, you could only evolve them during your turn, which kind of sucked. What other good yellow cards were there? There's the King Vegeta, which, the Skill Drain, the Vanity's Fiend. I'm not a big fan of that, just because I think that's something we didn't need in the game. Delusion Power. I love this one, too, just because it's a Saiyan. And I'm taking advantage of the shit out of her in a couple of my decks. I'll get those up as soon as I can too. This card here, this is one of the ones that I really wanted to play, just because I don't particularly care for Captain Ginyu, but I liked Captain Ginyu in Goku's body. It sounds stupid, but I liked it. And I love the art on this card. Just the pose he's in, plus having like the Ginyu behind him. It looks super dope. And I think this is a really cool card. It's a risk versus reward card, but I love this card. And I've got a deck I'm working on for this as well. I'm telling you, I've got 2 pages of decks I'm working on. You guys have no idea. My desk hasn't been clean in forever. The Niagara drop? Oh, the Niagara regional, you mean? Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. See, and that's one of those things is like if you can build something that works and is actually a good idea and not just gimmicky, you can catch your opponent off guard. And if you catch them in the right manner at the right time, there's no recovery. And that's why I feel like building weird ass decks is like, while you think about it, you're like, what the hell is this guy babbling about? What is this crap he built? But if it's one of those things that cards just work well together, and you're just like, holy shit, that's good. And not that I think this Ginyu is one of those cards. I just really like him, and I think he's cool. Paternal Bonds, that's another great card. Another solid yellow card. I actually think I would rather play that than play Flying Nimbus. I mean, granted, Flying Nimbus has its advantages too, but the black cards I don't particularly care for. Trunks Dimension Sniper, I like that. I've scooped him up. I've got 4 of him in my my Xeno Trunks deck that we've got. And I really want to showcase that one for you guys because way back in the set 3 days, I was the only one defending Xeno Trunks. We got 10 of you guys in here. You guys are fucking dope, by the way. And I'm the one playing Xeno Trunks because he's Trunks. Everybody else is playing Mira and Mass Saiyan, and I'm just like, what about Trunks? And when I was doing well with him, winning tournaments and whatever, and I was happy with it. I like Trunks. I feel like he was a good leader. He had good support stuff. This is a fantastic card, just because you just choose a card and you say bye, bitch, and you warp it. And a lot of decks don't have. I mean, unless it's an Overrealm deck, they don't have a way to get stuff back from the warp. So once it's gone, it's gone. And then this here, the remote Sirius Bomb. This, to me, we had 11 of you guys now. I fucking love you guys. This, to me, was one of the best cards revealed in Draft Box 4. I understand your opponent chooses one of their cards. But here's the thing. Unless the card has barrier, it's going away. And if you... Okay, say for example, we're playing against someone running the Goku Black shit, alright? And say you're playing, just for this example, you're playing the Cell Leader. Your opponent drops the 3-drop Goku Black, blows up your card, it's your turn, it's their turn, they drop the Zamasu, now it's back to your turn. So they got the little Goku Black, they got the big 7-drop Zamasu. Okay, if you play Remote Sirius Bomb, they're going to pick the Goku Black. But you're playing Cell. You use Cell to kill the Goku Black, and then they only have one target for this Remote Sirius Bomb. I just realized that is a fucking terrible example, and I'm sure Ryan is going to just lecture me for an hour about it, because he has Indestructible. But you guys get what I'm saying. If you get rid of their little guys, you get rid of what's easier to remove, to where their only option left is to get rid of their big guy, because you played Sirius Bomb. We got 13 of you guys. I fucking love you guys. See, and I get more comfortable doing this kind of stuff when you guys are actually just like, I don't know. That's the weird thing is, like, I can sit and record videos and do that kind of stuff on my own whenever I want at my leisure. Streaming is another thing. I only have certain times I'm available to do it, and it's not always ideal for people because it's later in the evening, but I do it anyways. And then you guys are here supporting me, and that's just fucking awesome. The color cards, on the other hand, I have mixed feelings about these cards. Not that they're not good. I haven't found a way to to really use them the way I want. Like this one here. Cronin 18 cup power couple. Like you can rival it for 1 green. That's cool. It's a 20k, 25k with the leader. Your opponent discards a card, or you negate a skill for the turn. Like that's all you do. I know. Shut up. The indestructible was a bad. Damn it. It was a bad example, but you knew what I meant. That's what matters. That's what matters. Moving on to these cards, because these are the ones that had the most impact, I think. Oh, he is an evolved target. You're right. That's actually, yeah, that's pretty good. I didn't think of that. I didn't even think of that. I haven't played apes or tried to build apes in forever. I know you can do like Shenron apes, but everybody hated me for playing apes. And the thing was, like, people were playing mecha apes. I was playing with the Bardock leader, because Bardock is one of my favorite characters. And I'm like, I'm not even playing the bad one. And they're just like, but it's apes, fuck you. And I'm like, alright. Anyway, I want this card for Universe 7. And I haven't watched Danny's videos, like I said. Does he run this card? Because I feel like this is an amazing, solid card. I mean, activate battle, you play it for 1 energy. I mean, and it doesn't say you can only have 1. So just once per turn, you're like, nah. And you just get this army of Vegetas. I mean, sure, it's only single damage, but it's 20k, and that's pretty good. Plus, he's got 0 combo energy, or combo cost, so. The Kaba, on the other hand, I don't care for. Like, I personally just don't give a shit for this card. The Goku is pretty good. You can gain an attack and you can bounce a card. That's really solid. The Frieza, when he's returned, you can choose one of your opponent's cards and return it. That's not bad. I see how it goes with the Goku, but you have to get both of them out, and that's a lot of work, I think. The Gohan, I fucking love this Gohan. Being able to... I feel like he only super benefits androids because you awaken at 6 life. You play him, he comes out, you take 2 life. Oh, now you can awaken. He's still good, but I feel like outside of that leader, he loses his luster. Because then you just have a 5k that does nothing else on your board. And is 1 combo to combo. Like, that's just... Then you got the Piccolo. This card's really solid, I think. He attacks. You look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. And you can get him out with... Oh, yeah, he did. He would work with the Red Broly. I didn't even think about that. You do red-green with him, and then... Which Kid Goku? Are you talking about, like, the yellow one? To search the Bulmas and stuff? I tried that, too. It didn't work as well for me. It just didn't have the same feel. The Bardock, I feel like this is a solid card. I hate that he needs a yellow leader. Like, that was the stupidest thing that they did. Why did it have to say that? It should just say if your opponent had 3 or more energy. Because you choose a card, put it in rest mode, and if you switch a card, you played him. Like, I get it. That's cool. He's yellow. He's a Saiyan. He's Bardock's crew, though. And the Bardock crew leader is blue. Like, it just... If anything, it should have said if your leader is Bardock's crew. Well, no, because that would only be the 1 lead. I don't know. It's dumb either way. Yeah, I liked the Bulma Surge. We had plenty of Bulma cards at the time. Or, I won't say plenty. We had enough. Not enough to make it good, though. And this Goku coming out for free with the Bardock. That was pretty solid too. And then the Trunks and the Gohan, we've already talked about them and how they're stupid busted and they go really well together. The Gohan just a black battle card just left. And then you play him, and it's just, I mean, he's only a 15k blocker, which sucks, but still. He should have been a revenge blocker. That would have been so much better. And then, of course, the Trunks is just the biggest of the best because he's a freaking double strike crit for no energy. And that's just disgusting. So, one thing I wanted to discuss with you guys, too, is, and we've kind of already gone over this a little bit during this stream, is, I don't want to really say the meta. But what do you guys think about the leaders? Now, I could sit here and we could pull up the leaders and we could go through every damn leader in the game. I don't think... I hate that we can't make this bigger. Like, it's just this little section, got all this fucking useless orange over here. Janemba does need to go. Janemba needs to get the fuck out of here because the deck is not fun to play against. I'm surprised people have fun playing the deck. It's so boring. And yes, that's me bitching about it, but it's boring. It's like being in a fist fight and all they do is block. I mean, maybe that's not the best analogy either, but... I guess what I'm saying is, are there any leaders... I don't even know if leaders is the right... Maybe leaders? Or maybe archetypes in general, that you guys think could actually still be good. Something that could hold its own. Like, for example, the Champa leader, for a little bit, was seeing play because on turn 2 you played the Vados and he awakens. And you give anything double strike. And he can draw a card. And I have a deck for that. I just came up with in my head. And I need to remember it before I go to bed. And that's some of the bad rhyming that you'll hear when you check out my YouTube channel. I'm bad. I'm going to make a little note on this receipt here and hope it doesn't disappear. Okay, that I didn't try to rhyme, but it kind of did. I think... Silence, you are lucky then. Because I have... Actually, one of my teammates, one of my God Squad members, played Janemba. That was his main deck, and I hated it. I hated it. I hated it! Because I'm like, dude, play something else. And he's like, but I want to win. And I'm like, I get that, but play something else. Please. I mean, I get maybe attacking the leader. I feel like there should be a different kind of restriction on milling. Milling's just, it's not healthy for this game, especially with the draw power and stuff in this game. I just don't think it's good. U7 Frieza, yes, that's a deck that you could play and they wouldn't do anything. So when U7 Frieza was big, there was a guy at my locals that played U7 Frieza with Victory Strike. And, you know, everybody's taking the tournament seriously. I'm sitting here with motherfucking Namekians. I'm sitting here with Planet Namek spam. I'm just shitting out little Nameks every damn turn. Sorry, that Dr. Pepper was calling my name. And I'm like, I know what happens when you get your shit. I lose. You're not going to attack me. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to spam the board and attack you. And I'm like, 2-drop, 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 2-drop. Planet Namex playing 2-drops for 1 energy. And I'm just like, pick. And eventually he had to get to the point where he had to awaken on my turn, which you don't want to do because you want to play you have the energy to Victory Strike. and I made him start comboing all the cards from his hand, and then he couldn't victory strike. He didn't have the card, and I think at one point he had to combo the victory strike, and I won because I just beat the shit out of him with little pickles. And ooh, Gotenks Champa, that's interesting. Ooh, which color Gotenks though? Are you running like the blue Gotenks like I run, or are you running like the older like green and red stuff? The red Gogeta leader is good, but I feel like I don't know. Like I like the red Gogeta BR stuff. I like how the Gokus and Vegetas work. I like the which Gogeta? I think it's the 7 drop. I know the 8 drop is better. He's the 35k that just says he can't be killed and he just attacks and attacks and attacks and attacks. But I like the 3,000 guy, the 30,000 guy. He's got triple strike and he's just like, hey, you can't do your shit now. All your cards have no effects. Rawr! I like that one better. But the leader, the leader just isn't. He's not bad. He just lacks enough of a threatening effect. And I feel like that's the problem. Is a lot of leaders have cool mechanics, but it's not intimidating enough. Oh, you play with the blue and the red stuff. See, I like that. I like Gotenks. I wish Gotenks could be better. Like, give us another Gotenks leader. What am I saying? I want a new Goku Black leader. I know we just got the one, but it's more Zamasu. I want a new future Trunks leader. I want a future Gohan leader. I want Cell. I want a lot of things. But Gotenks definitely needs some more support. I want a new Bardock leader. Shit, we got 3 yellow Bardocks, a blue Bardock. We got the black Bardock, even though it's Bardock Xeno, but yeah, I mean, you could run the Arrival stuff, but I see. I saw Super Saiyan 4, and I was about to say, but you said Gogeta. I like I like the Goku's lineage Super Saiyan 4 leader. I think it's a good leader. You probably just need to run not like a tribal. I mean, I guess you could now with Path to Greatness and stuff just run lineage with that leader. I think it's a good leader. But we get that new red. What do you guys think of that new red Gogeta leader? Since you brought it up, or well, he's not red. He's yellow. I wanted him to be red, but he's not red. He's got like permanent double strike, and once per turn he switches to active mode. Whoop, active mode. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, it really did. Just because like I thought he was red, and I guess it's the coloration of the card, and I was like, yo, because red has so much good support for if your leader is a red Saiyan, and I'm just like, fuck yes. But he's yellow. Yellow has good support too, though. No, no, no. It's not a Gogeta leader. It's a new Super Saiyan 4 Goku leader. We haven't seen what his non-awakened side is, but his awakened side he just has permanent double strike, and once per turn he switches to active mode. So he's basically dual attack. But if he was red, I feel like he would just be a much bigger threat. I don't know how I feel about the yellow baby stuff. Like, it's a cool concept, and yellow is definitely a strong color as far as like control goes, which would be very beneficial for baby. But it's just the red baby stuff and the yellow baby stuff, just like it can't go together. Like, because the cards specifically say if your leader is a red baby or a red machine mutant or a yellow baby, and I'm sure some of them you can kind of mix and match. I'm going to look into doing so, but like Revenge Death Ball is easily one of the best baby cards, and you cannot run it with the new stuff. 6-0, not bad. Turn 3. What are you playing that you're winning on turn 3? Yeah, I mean, you can play the ape, but you'd have to. Well, can you play the power booster? I don't know where I put. I don't know where I put my baby stuff. I was gonna look, but if you can play the power booster and then go into the ape, then sure, definitely a solid option. What do you mean the miraculous set? Are you talking about the? Are you talking about the magnificent set? I think that might be like. Are you talking about the magnificent the Gogeta in the Broly set? I was talking to Joshua too, just in case nobody knew who I was talking to on that one. I am too. There's some cool cards in it that I'm looking forward to playing. Um, and that's the thing too is this. I feel like this game because stuff releases as often as it does that I'm always trying to build something else while still not having had the chance to build or play uh, something else that I haven't had a chance to do yet. I'm tired of Broly too. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I like this iteration of Broly. He's not a complete like brain dead idiot like the original Broly was. But I'm tired of Broly and I'm tired of Gogeta. Like ever since the movie, they've just shoved that stuff down our throats. And honestly, it's like give it a rest. Like give us. I mean, but to me, it's like us trying to say, please, less Goku stuff, more other characters. They're just gonna look at you and laugh. But yeah, so let's see. Leaders. I think that Vados actually lets you awaken with the Vados as well. She can attack battle cards in active mode, but eh. As far as leaders go, so we're getting the new Beerus because we're getting the five rebooted leaders, and I kind of discussed this a little bit in my Beerus profile video. I don't really know what I expect, and I don't know what they're really. They didn't exactly say what they were gonna do. So I'm thinking what they're gonna do is one of two things. They're either going to A, reboot the leader completely, and we're just gonna get the same leader or a leader, the same character, same color, and he'll just do completely different things. Or we're gonna get a kind of like a remastered leader. That the leader is going to um, have the same effects, but they're going to be updated. So, like I had mentioned, instead of him saying if you have 3 or more energy, he just says KO a battle card. And then instead of drawing 2, he untaps 2. Instead of the activate main for 16, maybe it's a lower number, or maybe you don't have to switch the energy. You just had to have that many energy. So, it could be either one. They could go either way with it. And that kind of has me worried. Green Broly is kind of eh. I feel like he can always have a place. Just because. He. Like, they're always giving us OG Broly support. So I feel like he's always going to be somewhat of a playable leader. Um, Golden Frieza. Probably not. But some people will probably try and make it work. I have a deck I'm building. Or I don't want to say I'm building it yet. I've been working on a list that is going to be using the Captain Ginyu leader. I have no idea if it's actually going to work, but it's going to be fun to see nonetheless. I actually, if you go back, I think it's earlier in this week or the end of last week, I put up my Lemon Lime Cell deck. Or, well, it uses the Cell leader, but it's an interesting, weird-ass build that I think is a lot of fun, but... I wouldn't mind a remaster of the first set, but it would be too much for them to remaster every card, I think. So then it comes down to what? Do they just remaster leaders? Do they remaster leaders and battle cards? Is it like maybe just the super rares? So they could take like the Unstoppable Despair 8-drop Goku Black and make him a little easier to play. Or they could make, well, I'd say make Cell easier to play. Just give us back our 3-drop Cell. That's all we want. What up, Blue? How are you? I said I would stop, guys. I'm sorry. This leader here, the Vegito leader, I always come back to this leader. Always. Just because there's always more Goku and Vegetas, and there's always more strategies you can come up with. And when this leader lets you take the best of the Goku or Vegeta cards, like, you could use it for a Vegito deck. I did when it first came out, way back with Union Force. Or you could just do Goku or Vegeta tribal shit, and this leader just let you do whatever you want. It's fucking great. I mean, you could, but I feel like instead you could just use the Clash Goku, the Clash of Fates Goku. Like, I mean, the Double Strike Goku, he's cool because he's Super Saiyan God, but you can just use the Clash of Fate Goku and it does the exact same thing. And actually has extra shit on top of it. What's up, Gonzalez? How are you, man? He really does. Like, I love this Vegito leader. I still have the secret rare. Man, I was so happy when I pulled that thing. I had so many people who were like, dude, what do you want? I'm like, nothing. It's just beautiful. And Vegito is a beautiful boy. I miss Cell too. I really do. Speaking of, well, I guess we'll get to Green in a moment. I feel like this Zamasu leader it's not ideal to play him at all. Like even with the new Zamasu stuff, like the new Zamasu leader is just better. The Goku Black, on the other hand, is good because of what's the card? Unstoppable Despair. Because you can use that with the new Zamasu, you just can't awaken, which kind of sucks. I don't even know which secret rares I have. I know for sure I have set 2. I pulled set 3, but then sold it to one of my teammates. Set 4, I had the Goku Jr. and sold it. And I don't even remember if I've had a secret rare since then. I prefer the SPRs personally. Like, the secret rares are just, they're cool, but I feel like it's just so hard to build a deck around them. With the exception of Victory Strike. Clash of Fates Goku. Like, I think I think a lot of leaders can be decent. You can find a way to make them, playable, viable, but they may not be competitive. But I still think Clash of Fates Goku is just better. Just because once you're awakened, you just have to have a Krillin, and he's got that extra 5K in Double Strike, and that's just dope. Plus the art is just absolutely amazing. I mean, come on now. When Goku first goes Super Saiyan, like that's a memorable moment for all of us. Um, Trunks definitely needs a new. He needs something else other than the extra draw. I feel like I would love if they gave us. I would love if they gave us a new Future Trunks. But what I would really like is a future Gohan leader that reduced the energy cost of future Trunks and also gave your cards a boost or reduce the power of Android cards. Granted, that's like I realize it's a super thematic um it's a really thematic skill. But if you look at the Android 13 leader, his leader specifically states Goku in the leader's abilities. It's like blah blah blah, battle card 6 or less, or a Goku. Like straight out just calling him out by name. And so I feel like it'd be cool if we got like a future Gohan that uh, did something, because of androids or whatever. And I mean, again, that's really situational to make him like that because unless people start playing androids, then you're not really gonna get much out of that leader. But I would like to see more kind of stuff like that, where your cards get a boost, or they cause your opponent's cards to get a debuff. Debuff. We're talking in fucking MMO terms now. Just something based on, just so it felt more like Dragon Ball. I don't know. I don't really know how else to explain it. That's the best my vocabulary can come up with at the moment. I would love a new Cell leader too. The Cell leader we have is okay, and I like that he can just kill anything. He doesn't have to attack, to draw, all that stuff. But I would like a Cell leader that is viable. I want Cell back, and it's not even that I want to just play the 7 drop and play hand control, and I like that. But I just want to be able to play a Cell deck. And yeah, I know you can do the Cell leader, and you can do the Cell's rebirth and all that, but I don't want to do that. Plus, like, the 3-drop Cell, Cell's first form was just always my favorite because it was the only intimidating form of Cell. I mean, Cell's second form just had his size. That was really about it, but he was not intimidating by any means. And then, of course, the Son Gohan leader, I don't even know what they're going to do with him. Yes, I want a Dr. Gero leader. I legitimately want a Dr. Gero leader because... Okay, so this is kind of like... It's on topic, but off topic. We've talked about a lot of stuff I had no intention of talking about today either. There's a game for the Game Boy Color. We did a Let's Play of it on our channel, too. It's called Legendary Super Warriors, and it was a game that I got as a kid. I fucking loved the game, mainly just because it was a card game plus a fighting game. It was a Dragon Ball game, and the sprites, like the little sprites and the character animations, the unique animations for all the characters' attacks was just super cool. I really love that game. I love that game so much that when the internal battery died and I had all the stuff unlocked, I literally searched. Why is my phone telling me Pokemon Go has stopped? I don't even, whatever. And Android 20 was one of the characters you could play, and his sprite was just so fucking dope. But yeah, I would totally love a Dr. Gero leader. Have him be Dr. Gero on the front, and then have him be Android 20 on the Awakened side. He could give a buff to androids, or he could give a small buff to all your androids. He could reduce the energy cost of your androids, or he could do like have him. You could do kind of like a Shenron-ish ability for him, like say once per turn, choose one of your green android. And I'm saying green because I know they're coming out of the blue stuff, but I want him to work with 17, 18, 16, and Cell, not Android 21. Or just, no, we can't say androids because if it doesn't specify color, then you could do it with Mira, and that's a big no-no. So let's say choose one of your green android cards, give it plus 10,000 power and critical. Or plus 10,000 power and double strike, whichever. Or triple strike, because, that would be pretty cool. Something that gave you like an incentive to play him for androids, and you could just kind of go all out with it. I do too. We definitely need more cell support. Like I'm upset just because their excuse for limiting Cell, and I mean you can argue whatever about Cell. Like I'm not defending the 7-drop unless I'm going, hey, fuck Gogeta because he's worse. But just the fact that like I can't play the 3-drop to go to the 5-drop to play any of the other 5-drop cells that are fun to play. Like there's the promo one, there's the dash pack one, there's the ultimate box one. There's all these cells that you can play that would just be cool, but you can't play them because the 3-drop is a 1 now. So I would definitely love some more cell support. I think an energy drain mechanic would be really cool. So there are I would love to be a part of Bandai just because I feel like and this it's not even like me tooting my own horn because I know I come up with some stupid batshit crazy ideas that should not leave paper. But oh yeah, Kaioken should be an ultimate by far. The fact that it's not once per turn is fucking stupid. I think that I could have a lot of great ideas for this game for Bandai. I've had people tell me that. I've had people that are like, yo, Bandai, hire this dude. And I'm like, hey, thanks, but they're not going to do that. 2 mechanics. Like, so they just did the, in the reveal today, they showed Offering and Revive. Both cool abilities, but I want like an energy drain ability and a regenerating ability. The irony to that is stuff like that would be exclusive to certain characters. Obviously, regenerating abilities would be to like Namekians, Cell, Majin Buu, characters like that. Whereas like energy drain stuff would be androids, Cell because he absorbs people, Majin Buu because he absorbs people. Stuff like that. And I think I don't really know what you would do. I don't know how you would do abilities like that and make them fair. Obviously, regeneration would be, putting a card in your life or increasing your life total or, something like that. Energy drain would just be, maybe you drain it, like you take one of their energy and put it in the drop. But what would be there has to be a stipulation. There has to be something to kind of balance that, the law of equivalent exchange here. Some Full Metal Alchemist going on. You'd have to have something that made it fair to where you can't just slap down an Android 20 and go, get rid of that energy. Maybe make it to where you can only get rid of so say this Android 20 has energy absorption. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's rested energy cards. No. How about this? Let's make it more fair. And I think this would balance it out completely. Hopefully Bandai's listening, or somebody with Bandai is watching. And we could go Android 20 and 19 and, whoever else. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's non-dual colored energy in rest mode. Send it to their warp. Or send it to their drop. Whichever. That way, you can't choose their multicolored energy that they probably had to place in rest mode because of energy exhaust. And you can't choose their active energy, but you're still getting rid of energy. I like that. Bandai, please hire me. Because one, I could create some cool-ass cards for us for this game. And two, it'd be a cool-ass job. And it'd probably pay pretty well. I mean, you could discard a card. I feel like that would be fair too, but I don't want to discard a card. Because I know if you give me good Android support, I'm gonna go back. Like I am still trying to figure out a decent way to play Androids. The problem is like Androids, the leader's good still. The cards are good. There's good support. We got good green support now. The biggest problem is there's no finisher. There's no good, 17 or 18 finisher card. Like, Cell was a kind of a decent finisher on his own because he's 30k with double strike, but there's no good finishing, and the 5-drop 17 and 18 don't count. Not in my book, anyways. Offering is a ridiculous ability. Just because there's no downside to it. Either you crit them, you draw 2. Revive, on the other hand, your dude dies, you have to pitch the 2 colors to bring it back. So you're losing cards to keep your card. If you have a dual color, then it's just 1, but still. Offering is, I think, much more powerful than Revive, but we'll see. Because it's going to depend on what cards they put the Revive skill on. So, I want a good Majin Buu leader for a few reasons. One, because Fat Majin Buu is my favorite. I've always loved Fat Majin Buu. He's always been... I used to love going on, Xbox Live and stuff, and just going into game chat, and just playing as Majin Buu. I tried to do a YouTube series on it, and, to be honest, I forgot about it. And then when I did remember it, I was like, well, that ship sailed. But I always loved that. I always loved doing Majin Buu impressions in school, way back in middle school. That shit was just so fun. But and that's the thing, too. I want more Fat Majin Buu cards. The Fat Majin Buu cards we're getting are just kind of eh. It's little support here and there, but it's not good support. I want a good Fat Majin Buu leader, Fat Buu on both sides. I want a good Fat Buu finisher. Yeah, we've got, the Kid Buu EX Evolve. That's always going to be a fucking solid finisher. But give me a Fat Buu. And that way I can attack with Fat Buu, and then at least use the Kid Buu. That's an interesting take. Switch one of their energy to rest mode, switch one of yours to active mode. I like that too. That's really cool. Because then it gives... It's literally energy transfer. I like that. That's another cool option too. Instead of just tapping down one of their... or discarding one of theirs. The only downside is if they don't have active energy. So it'd be an easy way for them to get around your entire deck's playstyle if they just tapped out every turn. Now granted, that means they're vulnerable to you punching them in the face repeatedly, but... And I mean, I guess that's maybe that could be the incentive, but... Or, even, how about this? just choose one of your opponent's cards, switch it to rest mode, switch one of your energy, because that would still thematically make sense. Because if you're draining the energy of the battle card, you're still getting energy back. So I feel like that would work either way. You know, we haven't gotten on the subject of like the gods and the angels. We have gotten very little support for them. I mean, like, we get a King Kai here and there. We got like one of the other Kais. We got like one of each of the Supreme Kais, with the exception of Shin. We've gotten a couple of him. He's like the only surviving Supreme Kai of Universe 7. I would like to see more Supreme Kai support, like a Supreme Kai leader, a kind of a theme, revolving around. Like, it could be, the leader could be Shin, like Supreme Kai, on both sides. Give us some, what is his name? Fuck, his attendant, I can't remember. Give us some support for him. Maybe, like, the boss card could be, Gohan after he's pulled the Z Sword out. The Z Sword itself could be a card. You could give us an Elder Kai card for support. Like, there could be some dope-ass support for a Kai deck. And then with the Gods of Destruction, like, we got one Beerus leader, one Champa leader, one Vados leader. We didn't even get a Whis leader! And I love Whis as a character. He's just so witty and whatever. Like, that would be cool. We have none of the other Gods of Destruction. None of the other angels. We have we have one Belmod. We have one. We have the couple Gods of Destruction that were in the Ultimate box, but that's it. Like, give us some like more God of Destruction stuff, some more angel support, some more Supreme Kai stuff. Like, that could actually that could literally be a set. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say this because I want this idea to be here in case, one, Sidra, yeah, he was one of the ones from the Ultimate Box. I couldn't remember their names because, if they're not Universe 7 or 6, they're kind of, their importance is downplayed in the series. But, like, okay, so we could have a set, we could have a series, say, they've already said stuff about set 9. So say set 10. Set 10 could be blue. Could be gods of let's say red are gods of destruction, because that just makes the most sense because red is an aggro color. Red are gods of destruction. We've got well, but there's all the universes. Okay, so let's not divide it into colors. Let's just say that this set 10, about gods, angels, whatever, you have Supreme Kai support, you have, or we'll just say Kai support in general, you have God of Destruction support, you have the angel support, and then, like, we'll say you got some evil dude support. What's the equivalent to Gods of Destruction and angels and Kais? Deborah, the Demon King. Give us a Deborah leader. Give us some more Deborah support, some battle cards. You can do more Demigra stuff for Black because he's a Demon Realm, whatever. I don't really know of any other kings. You could do King Piccolo. Give us like a good King Piccolo leader. And some good King... Or no. Yeah, okay, so you could do Piccolo. But then for yellow, you do a King Cold leader. You do a King Cold leader, Frieza support, King Cold support, Cooler support, battle card... Like, that could be it. That could be the theme. I didn't mention Goku Black. I love Goku Black. He's easily in my top 5. But I didn't mention him because we just got Goku Black and Zamasu stuff. But even so, they're still gods. Kai and God of Destruction in a way. Give us a new Zeno. Give us Grand Priest. Like, you could just take and make a set just based around gods, angels, and like the demons, and like kings. Like gods, angels, and Kais for the heroes, demon kings, evil kings like Piccolo and King Cold for the villains. Like, I mean, you could do it. It could fucking work. You just have to have the people with those kind of ideas instead of the dude that's like, yo, I came up with this cool idea for another Goku leader. Metacooler, I definitely want new Metacooler stuff. I think Metacooler was one of the leaders that they're gonna revamp. I think he was one of them. So hopefully we'll get like, I mean, granted, the leader getting a new leader isn't gonna be enough to make Metacooler good again, but Grand Priest, yeah, Grand Priest could be a super awesome finisher. Like, that's part of the problem too, is I feel like a lot of decks, it's like, I could build this. I could build it around these characters. But then I still don't have a good finisher, so then I have to look somewhere else to find a card that's like, oh, well, I could play the Kaioken Goku. I would definitely like more thematic stuff like that. Let's see. Android leader. I still feel like the Android leader is a great leader. He just needs, really, he just needs a little bit better support and a good finisher. And I feel like the Android leader is still could be a good solid contender. As much as I love Metacooler, the Metacooler support just was not good enough to really keep up. I love regular Cooler. I loved Cooler's alternate form. I thought it was one of the coolest things. That's why it was one of my favorites of the Dragon Ball videos. The leader was okay. All the support just kind of sucked for him though, and there wasn't really many good Cooler cards. There still isn't. It does. Basically, I would say make it green. Make it a green card, and it'd be Android 17 and 18, and just make it good. Make it do 40,000 triple strike crit. No. That's a bit much. But no, I definitely agree with you. It needs a good finisher. And something that's thematic with the deck. I would like a good cell finisher that just doesn't revolve around the hand destruction cell too. Pan is always going to be a solid rogue leader. A decent solid ability. Red is always a strong color for aggro, which is good for rogue. Dr. Mew, you're never really going to play Mew because you've got the baby leaders. The Crossroads Majin Buu, I liked the leader. I feel like he's a fun leader to play. But overall, he could just be better. Like, you could play the set 6 Majin Buu leader, and I don't really say it's really going to make much of a difference. I feel like this leader would be better because it can be offensive. You'll get the extra 5,000, switching back to active mode. You can play the Encouraging Presence Monaka to give him double strike. But I don't like taking random cards and putting them under my shit, so Mew is not a bad. He's not a bad leader. I just feel like he's underwhelming compared to the Baby Vegeta leader. Just because power reduction is such a powerful mechanic in the game. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I love Super Saiyan 3. I do. But what are they going to do to this card when they bring it back? Is it going to be... Is it even going to be the same art? Is it going to be different Super Saiyan 3 Goku? Are they going to... I'm going to laugh when all they do is just errata it to what everybody was screaming about before. It's just going to be choose up to 3 of your blue energy and switch them to active mode, forcing you to play a blue deck, and I'm just going to fucking foam. I'm literally going to lose my mind if they do that shit. I feel like you could remove the untap, but you have to do something to make him. So, like, on the front, he's still got the, place a card in your hand, take 2 from your life. So you start an energy early, which is still a good skill. But then one on the back, he can't just be attack and draw a card. There has to be something else he does. And you could, honestly, think about how... Okay, so there were so many people that played Super Saiyan 3 Goku in my area. So many people that played this goddamn leader. Whether it be with Apes, whether it be with Red Aggro, Pan, whatever. And, some of them would be like, oh, well, just quit bitching about it. You can play it too, Herbert Derp. Can you guys even imagine if we had Super Saiyan 3 Goku with the shit we have now? You could go all out. Tap out. Pass your turn. Switch 3 of your energy, and now you've got energy for your 2-drop counterplays, for your counter attacks, for your fucking Ultra Instinct Goku negate. Like, holy fuck, no. No. The Green Vegito leader. Not really a super good leader. I like him, though, and I have a deck that I really want to show you guys with this leader. I'm thinking... I'm not sure when I'm going to... I've already got the thumbnail made. I made a bunch of the thumbnails one day, and I've still got a bunch more to make, but I was just like, fuck it, I want to make this. And I fucking love the thumbnail. I really want to be able to showcase the deck for you guys. Actually, the deck requires 4 common cards. I know I have them somewhere. I have no idea where the fuck they're at. I swear I've gone through all the cards I have, but that can't be the case either, because there's some cards that I'm missing that I know I have that I haven't found. They're in none of the boxes around my desk, none of the stacks on my desk. They're somewhere. I don't know where the fuck they're at, though. I mean, yeah, to be fair, I understand that. Like, there are some people in our area that quit playing just because of Mecha Frieza, or they quit playing because of Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and they went back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Granted, it's not like they were good at this game anyways, but I have no intention of going back to Yu-Gi-Oh! I quit it for a reason, and they changed the game to the point where I can't play it. So, even when I get super nostalgic and kind of miss it, and I'm like, I'm going to watch some GX because I fucking love Crystal Beast. I still can't get myself to ever go back to that game. I mean, that's probably what they'll do. I wish they would at least have told us when they announced the leaders, because they're like, hey, here's the 5 leaders that you guys voted on, which I'm pretty sure I didn't vote for. I think I might have voted for Beerus, but they're just like, these are the leaders that you're gonna get new versions of. But they didn't tell us if they're just redoing them completely, just updating them to be more relevant. I kind of wish they would have said something. Let's see. 13's eh. I still think this is a decent Bardock leader. So I hate the generic attack leader draw card. Switching 2 energy is good. But the permanent Sensu Bean every turn is not bad, especially when you got 4 free blockers you can play, plus anything else that they might KO. I still think he's a good solid leader personally, and that's not even just my bias as a Bardock fan. That's the thing too. So they're going to be campaign rares. How many How many campaign rares? How many of these revamped leaders are we going to get doubles and triples and just duplicates of? That I'm kind of going to be annoyed with. Especially because, like, so when they did the campaign rares for, which set was it? Clash of Fates, I think? I think 3 of all of them, because I bought 3 boxes. So I was like, okay, cool. No. Why is it telling me that? I said remind me tomorrow, asshat. That was kind of whatever. But then, man, people just will not stop texting me. But then, I should have played some, like, DBZ music in the background, but I didn't want the video to get flagged, and whatever. I totally just blanked. Oh, the campaign rares. So, but then, like, the destruction rares. I got a weird, erratic number. I think the only one I got a playset of was the Android. And the only reason I was happy with that is because he's Android, he's got crit, he's a decent card. And then same thing with the Infinite Saiyan rares. I don't even remember how many of each I got. I know I have 3 trunks. And that's it. I need to get a 4th one. But the ratios are going to really bug me. And to get... I mean, it'll be okay because it'll be kind of trade fodder. But trade fodder's not really what I'm looking for. I still have all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, too. I need to sell them because I am sitting on thousands of dollars of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, you have no idea what I'm sitting on. It's quite terrifying when I look at it and I'm like, holy shit. Had I bought all of these out when I was, stupid and played the game religiously, I could buy myself a house with all the fucking money I'd have. It's sad. An ape leader. Yes and no. Because, like I said, I got a lot of hate for playing apes with this Bardock leader. And I like Bardock. Here's the thing, too. I liked the apes because not only was it Bardock, the Bardock leader, but it was Tora, and it was Fasha, and you had Shugesh. I know Shugesh was a cancerous card, but they were all part of Bardock's crew, and I really liked Bardock. I really liked the Bardock special. And so I was just happy to play with Bardock and his friends, and then, Mecha Frieza came along and ruined it for everybody. Everybody being me. So yeah, we could definitely use an ape leader. I'm just not sure how I feel about it. Just make it Bardock. Make it Bardock ape. That I'm cool with. The thing is, this game is super cheap though, as long as you don't care about foils. And okay, so my problem is I always want to foil out my decks. I did that with Yu-Gi-Oh a lot. But with Yu-Gi-Oh, I only had a couple decks that I kept together constantly. It was Cyber Dragon, Cyber Darks, and Crystal Beast. And Toons, because when we got new Toon support, like Toon Kingdom and stuff, oh my god, that deck was fucking fun, and Pegasus is just cool. But I mean, you can play just some fun-ass decks for relatively cheap in this game. So it's not like you have to go out of your way to spend a bunch of money, and as long as you only had like 1 or 2 decks you played, then, I mean, it wouldn't really hurt your bank account that much. Plus, it's just cool to talk to you guys, so I'm not encouraging you to go spend your money, but I'm saying if you wanted to build a deck, or hell, you could even, if you want, just shoot me a PM, and like on a character you want to build or an archetype or something, I'll figure out the cheapest way to build it and have it be decent. You could just buy the singles for like, 20-30 bucks. I'm I'm really looking forward to seeing what these new campaign rares do in set 8. I feel like they're going to, I don't know, like the villain ones I don't really care for. With the exception of the Beerus. It's the heroes I'm interested in. Especially that one that has like all like the 5 characters from the Cell Saga. Like that one looks dope as shit. Is it gonna have all 5 characters though? That would be wild. Lord Slug? Ugh. Ryan plays that deck and I hate that fucking deck. You know what the thing is too? I hate that deck. The leader annoys me, but the thing I hate about that deck the most is the little gargoyle fuck. And Wings. Oh, as soon as I did my reveal video and Wings, I read Wings' ability, I hated that little fuckhole. Just reducing the energy of every... No, just fuck that. I hate that card. Yeah, theme Yu-Gi-Oh decks. That was my thing too. Uh, I think like they started bringing out they started releasing support for like older archetypes when I was like right around the time I quit, or well, before I quit. Like they gave us all this new Blue Eyes support. We got Red Eyes support, which I loved the Red Eyes stuff. That shit was cool as fuck, and that deck was so fun to play. They had Dark Magician stuff coming out. They had the Black Luster Soldier stuff. They had the Gaia stuff. You're just like, this is cool as shit, because these cards were super underrated and under-supported in the game. And that's what I like with this game, is I like that I can build theme decks and then be fun and somewhat viable. Like, even if I don't win with them, if they're fun to play, that's all I care about. Like Bardock. The 3 Bardock leaders we have don't really have an archetype that goes with them. I mean, this Bardock here, he had apes and whatever in his set. He's just yellow Saiyans is all he cares about. Draftbox Bardock. You can play anything with it, really. The Lineage Bardock. Well, the Lineage Gokus were kind of better. But then you got Bardock Crew Bardock. That archetype in that deck is fun to play. And I really like it, even if I don't win with it. Because theme stuff is just always fun. I really hope the SS4 Goku's good, too. I hope that his... Granted, having permanent double strike and dual attack is kind of good. I just hope... I hope there's more to the other side of the leader. Or hope that there's more support for the leader to make a good deck out of. You're right, Slug is not Janemba. But like I said, just take away Angelia or Annie... No, Annie Laza's that thing from Universe. Angela? Whatever. The little fucking gargoyle looking fuck. I hate that thing. Because he's like, attack, discard. Oh, and I'm also crit. I hate that thing. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! With the XYZ stuff. I even played it into Pendulums. Because, hell, they gave me Cyber Dragon Infinity, and I went bananas with that card. Fucking Infinity War Destroyer. I loved that thing. I stopped when they very first announced, what do they call them now? The blue cards, not the rituals, but the whatever that made it to where like you couldn't fuse unless you did this, and like you couldn't play cards from your extract. It just completely changed the way the game played, and I didn't enjoy it. Granted, I wasn't playing tournaments or competitive at that point, anyways. I was just going and playing for fun with friends. And then that shit happened, and I was like, yeah, no, fuck that, I'm done. Links, yes, whatever. Yeah, Link scared off a lot of people because they're just dumb. I liked Exodia, but like I didn't like the strategy of winning with regular Exodia, but all the Exodia support or even just the like the old Exodia Necro stuff was just super cool to me. I always loved the old original Yu-Gi-Oh themes. You know, Dark Magicians, Black Luster Soldier, Gaia's, uh, Dark Magician of Chaos, Red Eyes, Tunes. You know, just stuff like that. That shit was just always cool. Granted, I liked GX too because GX had some cool archetypes and some cool theme decks. But while I loved Crystal Beasts and Cyber Dragons and such, like Exodia being this physical manifestation of like ancient Egypt was just on another level. I like how you all knew it was called Lynx, and I'm just sitting here going, the fucking blue cards. Dude, Blackluster Soldier, I loved him just because like the design was just super dope. Like he had a really cool design. Hell, I loved Celtic Guardian because he was like a Yu-Gi-Oh version of Link from Zelda, and that was just to me that was cool on its own. Um, but shit, I liked stuff like Blackluster Soldier and well, I know that's why I said the blue cards that aren't rituals. And I'm sitting here like, damn, it's been so long, I don't even fucking remember. I still keep up with, like, the ban list every time I see it. And then one day I was like, holy shit, Solemn Judgment at 3? What the hell is this? Fucking 2008? I was legit crying on the inside. Yeah, exactly. Like, Black Luster Soldier has just fucking superb art. And Dark Magician of Chaos, or Magician of Black Chaos, whichever... I mean, it's the same thing, basically. I loved his design. Had some fucking solid art for him. Even a lot of the new Dark Magician support has really cool looking art too. But I can never... No, rituals were blue. You were right, rituals are blue, fusions were purple. That was my thing, was fusions. Because I was just went, fusion, power bond, cyber, twin, and dragon, you're dead. Let's see. Leaders. Mira, Trunks. I don't think either of those leaders are going to be relevant. The baby leader. The baby leader was relevant until they gave us Baby Vegeta. This leader will never again be relevant. Especially now that we're getting 2 more Baby Vegetas. This leader will just never, ever, ever be touched again. I've seen crazy things when it comes to the Yu-Gi-Oh ban list, like stuff getting banned, stuff coming off. I told Dilly, fucking when I saw Stratos, I was like, dude, did you know Stratos is at 3 again? He was like, what? And now, like, I saw the most recent one, like they took Malicious off the list. Like, what the fuck is happening? It's wild. Regeki's legal, Torrential's at 3 again, Dark Hole's at 3. I'm just like, I can't understand this. I can't go back to this game. There's still 13 of you guys here. You guys are fucking dope. It's almost midnight. I gotta be up at, like, 6. And I don't even fucking care. Because I'm having a great time talking to you guys. The Hirudegarn leader is always gonna be... I mean, hell, we've talked about him just today. And I've talked about him with some of you guys in the comments on my videos, too. He's a solid leader... But he doesn't do anything. Okay, let me rephrase. It's not that he doesn't do anything. He's a solid leader, but he doesn't support any deck or archetype. He's just there. He's just draw power, really. Piccolo, we need a new Piccolo leader. I like this leader. Granted, I like the starter deck Piccolo leader, too. 1 green energy, blow shit up. I'm down with that. This one's pretty dope. I mean, he gets critical. You have to have another Namekian. But, ooh, do that with the 4-drop from the draft box. It blows shit up, and he's got crit, and yeah. But, I mean, eh. Now, granted, though, you attack with him. He's, he's got critical. Then you play the special beam cannon. He's now 25 crit. Your opponent discards a card. Like, it's cool. It's not bad. It's not bad. I like it. Namekians need more support in this game, though. Yeah, that's the problem, is like any good cards, any good older cards are just not viable anymore. Some of them are, like, some of them we get new support for. So, like, Unstoppable Despair Goku Black. The best way to play him was to get to 7 energy, play Joyful Strike, take your 2 life, restand your 6 energy. Now you got a Goku Black that you can play to evolve into Unstoppable Despair. And then they gave us the anniversary box. They're like, here's Countdown to Destruction. You have more than 5 energy? Play him for free. That's not good enough? Okay. Here's more Goku Blacks. They all have Barrier. How's that? And you're just like, shit, that's fucking dope. Now I can play this badass Goku Black. Granted, you still had to have a Goku Black leader, but that's, not really a downside, and not to me anyways. Jonathan, who was your favorite leader? I think I missed it, because I was just skipping over leaders and talking and shit. Make a Lord Slug deck? I don't even know I need to make a Lord Slug deck, because Ryan plays one religiously. Though maybe I could come up with something stupid for Lord Slug. I could try. I could try and see how unique I could get with it. I mean, yeah, you can use the what is it? The one from the power box. The power box. Damn it. The power booster. Hiru. It's not terrible. It's just, I don't know. Plus, I never cared for the character. To me, Hirudegarn wasn't even a character. He had 0 personality. A Piccolo leader that's here. That would be wild. Oh, the Hirudegarn leader is your favorite? I mean, it's a good leader. It's a great leader. It's just, I like when my leader supports or benefits from the deck itself. So, when I played, it's Fluffy. Hello, Fluffy. When I played, the green-yellow cell deck, it didn't really support the thing at all, the deck at all. There was no, synergy, or at least nothing thematic for sure. But the fact that Cell could blow up a card whenever the fuck I wanted, and trigger all the hand destruction shit, I mean, it works. Hirudegarn, though, he just draws you stuff, which is, it's not bad, and he's a blue leader, which is good, but... And it will continue to top. The Hirudegarn leader is he's gonna stay decent. It's a good leader, and he's got a great super combo. Hell, we only have 3 super combos that have that effect. It's Hoy, Hellies, and the Paragus BR, right? Because I mean, those leaders, a leader that can play those super combos already has an advantage to it. Or at least incentive to play it, I guess. Then there's my boy Bardock. That leader was just kind of eh. Like I said, it was cool that he could just, once per turn he could blow a card up. But, I mean, as far as being a lineage leader, he didn't really support anything outside of, that, really, being a lineage leader. He could blow stuff up, but it just, I don't know, it felt like it wasn't enough. By the way, Sean, you totally missed, all the random Yu-Gi-Oh talk. Yeah, that actually happened. I don't know. The conversation got away from me, and we talked about Yu-Gi-Oh shit. The Sun Goku leader was okay. He lets you draw 2, which was nice, but again, he didn't do anything for the deck was the problem. Demigra's not my kind of thing. Oh. Well, okay. Yeah, you can read chat too, I suppose. Oh, yeah, from set 4, the Great Ape. I loved that card, just because you could swap for 1 energy and just keep swapping between them and searching cards, and then... Eventually, you could just. I used to do that, and you would chain ape to ape to ape to ape to um, the Super Saiyan 4 that let you restand him and gave him triple strike. That shit was fun. What is today? Today was Friday. What the hell did they play on Friday? Wasn't it? Isn't it Magic? I know you didn't play Magic, Sean. I know you better than that. Let's see what else. Those red leaders are garbage. I like this Gohan. I really do. I like the Gohan Wish. I know a lot of people prefer the blue Dende leader, but I like his crit ability. And I got a deck for this card too. This guy too that will. Fuck Janemba. We're going right past that. Super 17. I loved the archetype, but the leader's garbage. The leader's just not good. I mean, granted, yeah, you can be like, oh, you have more than 10 cards. Discard until you have 9 cards. Okay, they still have 9 fucking cards. Like, it just, I don't know, to me, it's just not good. Yu-Gi-Oh! On a Friday? Do they not do Friday Night Magic there? What the fuck? I'm legit confused. Let's see. The yellow Frieza Wish Leader, I want him to be good. I feel like he can be good. Strictly because of the Wish card, the Revival of the Emperor. And I feel like if we keep getting more yellow Frieza cards, we get good ones. He's gonna be good. He's gonna stay. I won't say he'll be good. I won't say he'll stay relevant. Is the better thing to say. That leader was garbage. That's the red BR Gogeta leader. Drawing 2 cards and adding a card, like, I mean, he helped you awaken. You draw 3 cards with him. Like, that's not bad at all. And your opponent can activate counter skills. That, so at the time, most of your counter skills were 1 cost. With the exception of, like, Mafuba and Rage Gohan Awakening. But now that we have all the counterplay stuff that costs 2 and more, this leader might actually be somewhat better, because you can just go, oh, your opponent can't do this, you're not countering shit, and then you just play your stuff and they can't counterplay it. Which decks am I currently running for Dragon Ball Super? Adult Link, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, the backside of this Gogeta is definitely relevant. I have not heard of it in Lafayette. No, that's. Yeah, I don't know if I would go out that far. Granted, I miss when we had CM just right there on Gun Barrel, but because it was a lot closer. Monday, Thursday, Friday. That's weird. Nothing on the weekends. That's kind of awkward. Okay, so decks that I have. As I mentioned earlier, my desk is covered in decks. I have boxes of Dragon Ball cards just surrounding my desk, under my desk. The whole left half of my desk is just multiple stacks and stacks and stacks of cards. Granted, some of them are Pokemon cards, but still. It's just staples for Dragon Ball decks that are. I've got them rotated, some of them vertical, some of them horizontal, so I can keep the deck separated. I've got a lot of it. What I would say are like, let's say, main decks. Stuff that I have together that I keep together is androids. Though I haven't played them in forever because again, like there's no good finishers for them. Bardock crew from Clash of Fates. Vegito, my blue Gotenks, Mono Blue Future Trunks, and then like Goku Black. Everything else is just kind of like I build it because I want to try something new. Like, I don't always have a Beerus deck built, or Broly, or, stuff like that. If it's Bardock, if it's Trunks, Goku Black, if it's Majin Buu, I'm always gonna have it built. Androids I have built, like I said. There hasn't been any real reason to rebuild them, because there's just not any decent support. Yeah, yeah, no, they definitely fucked themselves over. I don't know. I guess I just miss when we used to be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh and play like whatever random card games, board games, whether it be Munchkin or Love Letter, or just, whatever. We could play till 11, 12, 1 in the morning. I miss those kind of days. Now it's like, hey guys, we're closing the store in 5 minutes. And it's 6 o'clock, and you're like, bitch, the sun's still up. The fuck is this about? Yeah, I don't enjoy that. I played Magic for many years, way long ago, at least over 10 years ago. I quit over 10 years ago. Pokemon I've gone back to every couple years, just because there's always something I'm just like, holy shit. Like, I played during the Legend days. I played Rayquaza Deoxys Legend. That shit was fucking fun. And then I quit for a bit, and then they came out with EXs, and they came out with like, I played the Rayquaza Raikou EX deck. That shit was fun. And then I quit for a bit. And then the Team Plasma stuff came out. And they're like, hey, there's this Team Plasma Lugia. And I'm like, that thing's awesome. I'm gonna play it. And then I quit for a bit. And it was like, me and my lady, we used to play. So I had, and I wish I had had a computer at the time to do YouTube stuff. I would have done it way back then. Because I used to buy a lot of Pokemon boxes. And I think back then I had bought like 4 boxes of whichever set the Lugia came out of. We would have pack battles, we'd build decks, and we'd just sit here for hours and hours playing on the couch. That shit was fun. The good old days. Growing up sucks. I haven't kept up. I mean, I've kept up with the sets because there's always cards I'm trying to collect. I haven't really kept up with like what I would play. To be honest, when it comes to Pokemon, I'm always a vintage collector. Like, I always want to just like I want to open the old stuff. Granted, we got some really cool art and full arts and that shit for the new stuff, but I always just look at the old cards and I'm just like, dude, this was the shit. This was the, back in the day. I feel that, adult. I'm gonna call you Link, because calling you adult's weird. Yeah, like, people faded out here too, and it's kind of like it was one of those things we're trying to get them back, and hopefully, hell, as much as I don't like the idea of it, if Android 21 brings people back to the game just because they want their curvy anime girl, by all means, as long as you're here to play. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing Sunday. Apparently Ryan has a wedding to go to, so we're not going to play. So I don't know what I'll end up doing. I may just end up finally taking the time to clean my desk off and clean the house up, and probably work on some other stuff I haven't had time to work on. So, Broly apes. I mentioned this earlier with the Majin Buu card. I actually, okay. So let me rant about this for a minute, because I'm pretty pissed off about this. I had an order for all the singles and stuff I wanted from the draft box. I also had a couple of those Hercule Majin Buu cards. They were like $3 and something. So I had to place it in there. Well, I hadn't put the order through because I wanted to make sure there was nothing else I wanted. I went to work. Came back home, went, looked a few things up. I was like, okay, I'm going to finalize this order. And I put the order through. They had pulled the Majin Boos out of my cart, and then they said they were sold out. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, then the next time I checked, they had them on their site again, and then they were like $9. I'm like, what the fuck? I was pretty pissed because I really wanted that card because I have. I want to tell you guys about it, but I really don't. I doubt Ryan is still here. I know he was having some phone issues staying connected to the stream, but Ryan knows what I came up with, and what I can do with that Majin Buu is disgusting, and I really want to be able to do it so I can show you guys, so you guys can do it too, but damn, 9-1 with the new baby stuff, that's wild. That's actually wild. 2011, 12. Yeah, I feel like that was probably about the highlight years for Yu-Gi-Oh. It was really a good time. All the like the books a million days and the free for all days. Man, I miss that shit. I tried to get into Panini Z, but the game picked up in our area for a little bit, but support was sporadic. And so like I still have the four trunks, like the four original trunks Android Saga ones. They're chilling somewhere. I don't know where I put them, but I have them because that's what I was going to build, and yeah, obviously that didn't happen. I'm not here to judge, but like out of all the characters we have, all the characters that could use new support, like Go Tanks, or Future Trunks, or just any characters, and it's like, why do you want Android 21? Unless, I mean, again, I ain't judging. If you like the curvy, that's on you. Like good, like I'm not gonna down talk you for that, cause respect, but. But as a character, like I didn't play Fighter Z, so I don't know how the story went. As far as I know, like it's kind of like shoddily thrown together, from my understanding, because they're like, oh well, Dr. Gero had another secret lab, and I'm like, okay, even if he did, how did he get Majin Buu cells? Well, the robot did. No, because all the robots were destroyed. Well, there was one that wasn't. Okay, like it's like, there's no point in trying that argument. But, I mean, legitimately, I'm cool for it. Joshua, Wetzel, that is. I'll catch you later, big guy. Just send me a message if you want to build something or you want me to figure out a cheap build for you. That way you can at least play and have fun. You don't have to, break the bank. Majin Buu AOD. I never even got to build that because I never got to pull it. So, you want to even... I don't even know what the... So, me and my team bought a case for that set. And one of my teammates that he hasn't played, he's been on a hiatus for at least over half a year now. He hasn't played because like his work has just kept him so busy. He hasn't had the free time. He's last time I talked to him, he still had not opened his 4 boxes from our case. I know for a fact one of the SPRs he got was the SPR Boo Tanks, which was supposed to be mine because I called dibs on blue because I wanted Majin Buu, and he's not opened them. We also don't. One of his boxes has the secret rare. We have no idea whether we got the Broly or the Majin Buu secret rare. It's still in there. Silent. We have no idea. I've begged him. I've just like, dude, just open the shit. Just please open the shit so I fucking know. Just please open the shit so I can get my Majin Buu. Please. I played U6 Kaba. I haven't really had an issue with it. But, I mean, to be fair, lately a lot of people, they've been playing meta stuff, but The last big meta thing that I've seen played was Frieza Prison with Bobbity and fucking Kaioken, and that shit's just damn annoying. See, I love big man matches. But every time I played them, you guys were all fuckholes. Because you're like, oh, Crystal Beast. What if he plays the damn Crystal Abundance? Get him! And then I get fucked up before I even had a chance to do anything. I mean, to be fair, I still have all my Cyber Dragon shit. It's still sitting here at a couple... What? I think the deck's worth a couple $1,000 just because of how expensive that shit has gotten. I mean, I'm just sitting on money with the Cyber Dragons. And the Crystal Beasts. And the Dark Magician Girl. All my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff is just worth money. Frieza Prison is so annoying and boring. I hate it. I actually hate it. It's so stupid to play against. Scuffle Time's frustrating, but you're still doing things, and that, fuck you, speaking of Frieza Prison. But I mean, there's still some interaction there, so I can't hate on Scuffle Time nearly as much as I can Frieza Prison. There's the Majin Buu leader, too. I don't know. I feel like this leader... I feel like, well, I mean, obviously, if you're not playing Majin Buu stuff, there's no reason to play this leader at all. But I think we need a better Majin Buu leader. And, agreed, he just needs to be a Fat Buu leader. That's just how it needs to be. The Paragus leaders, eh. I mean, there's better Broly leaders. Chile and Limo is just meh. The Gohan, I really wanted the Gohan to be good, but he sucks. Bojack's, eh. I can't say anything about this Goku because obviously Skillless is one of the top decks despite the lack of skill to... Yeah. The Super Shenron leader's garbage. The Gohan leader's okay. Being able to burn your opponent's not bad at all. I mean, yeah, to be fair, there was nothing you could just stop it, but... Like, I didn't have options. It was either that or I played Power Bond Fuck Your Mouth, but I can only fuck so many mouths before I killed myself due to damage. Let's see. The Red Broly leader. I still am looking forward to showing you guys this leader. Because absolutely not. Do not give Bojack those Super Saiyan 3 skills. Fuck all that noise. That card was banned for a reason. We do not need anything like that Super Saiyan 3. But yeah, this is the... I talked about this Broly leader a little bit earlier. I have a really stupid deck with a strategy for it. And it's... Yeah, it's interesting. But I don't know if I actually think it's a good deck. Which Saiyan duo? Because you're talking about the Red Gohan leader, right? Which Saiyan duo would you run with it? Obviously, it wouldn't be red. It couldn't be yellow. Oh, okay, yeah, the green Gohan. I see what you're saying. For the Broly. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But, well, it'll make sense to you guys once you see the deck profile. But you'll realize that I don't care about Awakening with this leader. And that's what's fucking makes this deck so stupid. But hey, I mean, that's just how I build my decks. No, I mean, we can make it Bojack, but Bojack's his little shit that makes you discard everything for every card you untap is just retarded. I don't think that since you're not untapping your stuff, it's untapping due to the freaking game mechanics. It shouldn't count against you for that skill, and I think that's an idiot fucking retarded ruling on it. I mean, yeah, it would charge the extra card, so that's fair. Um, I just don't really, I don't really need the extra card for my build, anyways. The Goku Vegeta leader is interesting. I like the activate main, so like once a turn you can freaking get the Goku and Vegeta. So for free you get the materials to fuse. I like that a lot. Um, the Awakened side was okay. Um, it lets you keep the card, one of the cards you comboed with, so it's not terrible, but it's not super great either. It's nothing like nothing that makes him stand out. And that's the same thing with how the Kefla leader was too. The Goku Black and Zamasu leader is great because turn like you don't have to have Gowasu because the leader lets you search. Uh, your opponent just has to have 3 energy and you can awaken, so it didn't matter what your life is at. And then you had the burn effect. And you had the ability to just put your opponent's cards back in their hand. You're just like, no. Yeah, Bandai Logic is just. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys need to help me. Help me get hired on with Bandai to work on this game. You guys have heard some of the crazy ideas that I've come up with. Like, whether it be, like, the card skills or the ideas for, like, having a featured Gohan leader. Like, come on, man, let's start a petition. I'll even go back and I'll, like, rename this stream. Bandai, please hire me. Or hell, I'll even I'll on Twitter I will link the video and I'll tweet at the DBS card game. Be like, hey, you should really hire this dude. He knows what he's talking about. Except I'm the dude. I tried to make the Raditz leader work. He's fun. He's okay, but it's nothing. He's nothing too great. The Kaioken Goku. So somebody wanted me to do something with this leader, to figure out a way to make this leader good. You can't play Overrealm. Burst 7, your opponent attacks with a card, negate the attack, negate the skill. Like, that's not bad, but Burst 7 sucks. Having to mill 7 cards is just no bueno. And then when your life's at 1, choose all your opponents with blockers and KO them. Like, it's too situational. That's how I feel, anyways. Get hired for Konami. I mean, I would still do that too, cause shit, work and make some damn good money. I'd be coming up with damn Crystal Beast support all the damn time. I'd be like, cool, Crystal Beast, you get this new card. Play a Pegasus, summon like 5 more Pegasus. Actually, at that point, I'd probably, like, legit just be like, hey, let me design the real Winged Dragon Ra with all of its actual abilities, and I'll abuse the shit out of it. The hit leader's okay. I hear that the hit leader is not great. People prefer to use the Kaba, the Kaba Vegeta from the deck. So I mean, I can understand that. The Kefla leader, same thing as the Vegito. It's just really underwhelming. It's nice that you can once per game you can play Kale and Caulifla in the same turn for free, but they keep making Blue Eyes support that you don't want. I mean, I guess I can understand that, because in a way, like, I got to the point where I didn't want more Cyber Dragon stuff. I was like, hey, I've got this deck set up great. I don't have more room for shit, and I don't have the ability to, make up my mind on what to put in and what not to put in. So yeah, I can see that. But the game could use more Crystal Beast support. Because, that is such a great deck, and man, I really love playing with my Crystal Beasts. The Universe 7 Vegeta, he was garbage. The Kale leader's garbage. The U7 Gohan leader's still good. I feel like I feel like when it comes to U7, the only leaders I will touch for that archetype is Gohan and the Ultimate Box Goku. The Ultimate Box Vegeta is not bad, but I'm gonna do either Gohan or Goku. Bergamo, I mean, until they ever give us more Universe 9 support, he's just not going to be great. This Goku leader sucks. Maidens, I hate it because maidens are actually somewhat decent. Shenron maidens are just fucking stupid. Especially now that they gave us, what's it called? Assembling the squad, and you're just like, oh, I didn't open with the 2-drop. Here we go. And you're like, fuck. And that's just not fun at all. Oh, they came out with more Crystal Beast shit? Dog. Crystal Bond. I still remember when they finally gave us Rainbow Refraction, and I was just like, I love the card. A little late, but I fucking love the card. U7 Frieza, we already talked about him. We're not gonna talk about him. Jiren is Hercule from World Tournament. Obviously, we know Hercule was good. I think Hercule could still be okay. You just kind of have to... You have to find a good finisher for the deck is the problem. Like, there's always good support for this leader, but... the Oob leader, I feel like there's less of a reason to run him. The only thing is, like, he's got the extra card that's kind of like a super combo, but there's nothing really to this leader at all. Same thing with the Green Sun Goku leader. Like, he can attack twice. That's kind of cool, but I don't know. I'd still rather play the Clash of Fates Goku. The only reason to play this Goku is if you're trying to play the Piccolo Jr. Hero combo, which I like that. So I'm going to try this Goku again at some point, but... Oh, yeah, Hercule with the AOD stuff. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I love that Vegeta, too. That Vegeta is fucking great. We do need more Oob stuff, but if they're going to do that, they need to give us the Oob from Dragon Ball GT. Make him like Oob on the front, Majoob on the back, and do some cool stuff with him. Not the stupid baby Oob that got his ass whooped. Well, here's the thing. The Oob leader, yeah, I know he topped, but the thing is, the leader, it wasn't so much the leader that topped. It was the deck that topped, and that just happened to be the leader that was ran with it. I mean, that doesn't exactly make the most sense, but a lot of times the leader doesn't define the deck. It's the deck that defines whether or not you can win with it. Announcer's always going to be good. But announcer won't get better until they start giving us more World Tournament stuff. The stuff from, it's kind of weird. So they always give us more support from the previous sets. So like we got the more Broly support, more Goku Black, more Zamasu, more Vegito. But the stuff from the theme boosters, we don't get a lot of. Like World Tournament, or Tournament of Power, or even Clash of Fates. Like, yeah, we got, like, a couple Bardock crew cards, but they're yellow, and the deck's blue, and it's just kind of weird. And Announcer he suffers from that just like Universe 7 does. You don't get a lot of cards to play with it. The Red Frieza leader from Clash of Fates, I still think he's solid. maybe not enough to maybe not enough to really be meta, but there's the Bardock leader. I think you were just talking about him. You have the 5-drop Bardock card to evolve on top of him. Okay, so yeah. Speaking of that, like I said, I love like Bardock is one of my favorite characters, uh, despite the fact he was so like I was gonna say heavily. He was very underrepresented. Oh, there's my Bardock shit. I picked up the wrong stack of cards. Oh shit. Well, there just went that deck. See, here's the problem. I have so many fucking stacks of cards. I literally just threw my fucking Clash of Fates Goku deck in the floor. Yup, so that just happened. Luckily, it's a cheap deck. And, yeah, I think the most expensive thing in it might even be just a foil leader. So, that sucks. I definitely have to pick those up before I go to bed tonight. Otherwise, I won't remember it, and who knows what'll happen to them. What were we talking about? The dude, I love the Frieza swap chain. I love that shit. Just like I love the Goku lineage swap before it got turned into fucking abused garbage. So, the 5-drop Bardock, I love this card, but he is not a finisher. Like, this deck is without a finisher. Super solid card. The SPR is amazing. I literally got 4 of the SPRs and 3 of the SPRs for the armband immediately the day it came out. And I love the art on this card. Like, who gives a shit about the non-SPR? It's one of the greatest things. I still wish the 1-drop yellow Bardock had gotten an SPR. But that's okay, he's got barrier, so that's cool. He protects himself. Like the fact that his ability is so but the leader's great defensively. I actually had a deck that I want to do for you guys that is all about this card and like Bardock being untouchable. I may work on that one this weekend just because it's just a stupid idea that I love. But I mean, the 5-drop, the fact that his permanent only says you can only have one in play is beyond stupid because it's only when he switched from rest mode to active mode. Then your opponent puts one card at the bottom of the deck. Just one. He doesn't have double strike. He doesn't have crit. He doesn't do anything else. Now, granted, if you could keep switching him from rest mode to active mode, then you could take advantage of that. But you really can't. There aren't cards to do that. So, I mean, there are... So I did think of a cheeky combo just now that could allow you to put him in rest mode on your opponent's turn and then restand him. That could be interesting. But again, yeah, he's not a finisher. And what can you really do with him? Like, you don't want to put the Bardock Ape on top of him because the Bardock Ape's weaker than him. You can't do the Super Saiyan Bardock because it has to be on a yellow Bardock, which is fucking dumb as shit. I would love to be able to, do the Bardock thing and then play the yellow Bardock from Crossworlds and then go into just murdering your opponent with Triple Strike. Yeah, I mean, no one does. Granted, Aaron's been buying stuff, and I still need to finish pricing out all my stuff that I was going to get rid of so that he can buy it from me, because it'd be a good chunk of change that I'd have. And I would like that change, especially because I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of shit that I want coming up during the holiday season. Plus, it might actually be helpful since I'm going on vacation right after my birthday, actually. I've already got that whole week scheduled off work. I don't know what the fuck we're doing yet, but It'll be a week without work, and that will be just super peachy. Granted, I'll miss a couple of the people I work with, but yeah, I'll still be able to text them. Whatever, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, this leader though is super dope. Super dope. See, I'm losing brain power. And I mean, super defensive too. I love it. I hate that. I hate that you have to choose a card from your life and you have to be awakened. Like, it's really good defensive, but you can only do that 3 times once you've awakened. That's the only downside to it. Clash of Fates Goku's dope. Drawing 2 cards is great. The burst. It sucks that he gains the 5,000 when he attacks, because if he kept the 5,000, just period, 20,000, that'd be cool. Yeah, like, none of the stuff in Clash of Fates had a good finisher besides Frieza. And I'm not even talking about the secret rare. Like, the 5 drop had double strike and crit and the negate ability. That was fucking finalo. I will have to make sure. I mean, we're not gonna be gone the entire week that I'm off. So yeah, we won't be gone that whole time. I'll just have to figure out uh what we're doing when. But shit, yeah. I mean, and I don't hell, I still don't even know what's being planned for my birthday. I know I know she's sent out messages and invites and shit, so you know whatever's going on better than I do. So I don't know what's been planned. Yeah, I mean, Clash of Fates out of the okay, so Universe 7 is one of my favorite decks to play because it's so fun. But it's the only thing I cared about out of tournament power. Then you had the World Tournament, and it's like the red stuff was it was kind of cool, but I didn't care about it. The blue stuff I didn't care about. Like the only one I really liked was green, and that's just because I like the 1 drop Goku that makes your opponent discard before they have a chance to play anything, and I like the Piccolo, um, the Piccolo Hero combo. That was a super solid thing too. It just was very hard to actually play, but when you did play it, it was fucking amazing. And then you win with the triple strike monster. And then, but then you had Clash of Fates, and it's like you had the Namekian stuff was cool, or not the Namekian stuff. You had the Frieza stuff, the Clash of Fates stuff. Yeah, you had Namekian. What am I talking about? Yeah, because you had the yellow Namekian stuff. And then, so yeah, I think I could definitely agree that Clash of Fates was probably my favorite overall out of the theme boosters. Hold it 1 second. I'm gonna be right back. Tournament of Power was a good set. Don't get me wrong. It's just like I didn't have any interest in the other. I'm back, by the way. I didn't have any interest in the other universes. Was my thing. And the SPRs were amazing. The only one I really cared to have was Beerus, because he was all purple and shit, and I thought he looked dope. But then in this, like the most recent set, like the Gohan looked great, the Trunks looked great signed, the freaking Vegito. The hit should have been Goku Black. I'm still pissed that it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know, like, super rares, the super rares they do good and they do bad with. Like, I like the SPRs for this set, don't get me wrong, like, it was really cool to have, like, Vegito and then have the fusions and then have the fusion materials behind them, or having, like, you know, just, like, having the main character and then, like, the supporting roles, like, Raditz and then Vegeta and Nappa, like, it was just, it was a cool concept. But I miss the kind of like design and foiling that like the older sets had. Yeah, Sean always loves his wolfy stuff, but that's okay. They'll get more support eventually. You know, when they stop putting out Goku cards. Let's see, the Shenron leader. We're not even gonna discuss him. Soul Striker, I think is a good. I still think is a good leader. That leader was garbage. Mass Saiyan, I think will always be a good leader for any type of Overrealm deck. Like, there's no way that he's not gonna be a good leader. It's more about like the support that you can run with him that determines like how relevant he will continue to stay. But I think he's pretty good, and I think we've got good Mass Saiyan and Zeno Bardock stuff. The Piccolo Junior leader, like I said, I think he's okay. The front side sucks. One green for a turn to KO shit's not bad though. The Golden Great Ape leader. Having to keep your life less than your opponent sucks to keep him critical in 5K, but I don't know. The Gogeta leader is alright, but not anything grand. Yeah, and then the Shenron. Wait, who was that before? Oh, that was the Purunga leader. It's basically the same as Shenron, but not as good of a final skill. So, then we had the green Broly BR. That's a good leader, but I don't particularly care for it. I prefer to use the yellow Broly BR, if anything. King Vegeta is a really interesting leader. I don't think it's really done anything too meta right now. Then, of course, we got Baby Vegeta, which we're not really going to... I guess there's no point really going over him right now, because... Oh, yeah, no, the Super Saiyan 4 leader has godly amazing art. Like, I fucking love that. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 just looks dope in general anyways. But that leader just looks fantastic. The Kefla leader's not bad. Or no, the Kefla leader's It's the Caulifla leader that is actually good. We got the Vegeta leader too, the explosive power. He's not terrible for Universe 7. But I don't know, like I said, I prefer the Goku. I just like his ability better. Plus, you know, the double strike and your beat Kamehameha, and that shit's just fun. Jiren is Zeno's Toa is still one of the top leaders, so there's no point discussing her at all. Kaba's still up there, the Android 21. Majin Vegeta, this is just not gonna... There just isn't a way, and I'm trying. I'm trying with this leader because I know people want this leader to be good. It's really hard to make a good deck that can hold its own when the strategy is to have less card advantage than your opponent. That completely screams the complete opposite of the entire purpose of TCGs to begin with. Then that Sun Goku leader, he sucks as well. Gotenks requires you to have less cards than your opponent. So that just doesn't work either. And it only makes your opponent discard one card, so it's not like the ability is that grand to begin with. The Mecha Frieza, we're never gonna see you again. You stay in timeout where you're at. Caulifla's, that's the good one. Give all your cards plus 5,000 power. That's not bad. Granted, you could just play Pan, not the Pan leader, but the Pan battle card, Fearless Pan, and give all your stuff 5k and double strike. But it has to be red. She just gives all of your cards. She doesn't care. She doesn't care what color they are. Then again, another non-grand Son Goku leader. And then there's the Hercule leader. He's a fun leader, a gimmick leader, will never be competitive leader. And then there's this Bardock. Out of all the Bardocks, this is my favorite Bardock art-wise. Like, just the polished look of his armor. Like, it's less anime looking. And more kind of like it's got like this realistic art style to it. And I really like that. And it's not a bad card either. Getting to switch your opponent's shit to rest mode is not bad. The only reason that I still like the Crossworlds leader over this leader is because he's an untap leader and this is a draw 2 leader. But being able to tap any of your opponent's cards once you're awakened is really vital because you can just KO shit. But if it's something they're attacking you with anyways, then it's already going to be in rest mode. So you won't really get to take advantage of that ability. Then there's the Black Broly leader, which is just kind of a bland leader. It just doesn't do anything. I don't even know why they made it, or why they made it a black leader. It doesn't do any of the shit that Broly cards do. Then there was the movie promo, Miracle Strike Goku, or Miracle Strike Gogeta rather. I like this one personally. I think this is a decent leader. It doesn't do enough is the thing. The Baby Vegeta leader, obviously that's a good leader, so we know that leader will stay relevant for a good while. The counterplay is not bad. It's just the leader doesn't do a whole lot. I think the Khalifa leader is just a little bit better. And Mecha can, you're right, Mecha can still stall, but I don't think he's never gonna see near as much play because he can't do what he used to do. Which is a good thing. We're all very grateful for that. That was one of those erratas that it needed errated. We were all screaming for an errata, and the only people who weren't were the people that play it. They were just like, oh, get good, crybaby. Then there was the Krillin leader. For a while I thought he was good. And people were always saying that it was a good leader, but I never really saw people use him or do anything with him. I hate how the art for this leader, though. It looks like it goes from, like older Krillin to, like, the younger kid Krillin. It's just really annoying. But, I mean, getting to draw at the end of your turn, too, is pretty dope. And he gets critical, so that's not bad. Then we had the GT Goku. Not terrible. If your opponent got 4 or more cards, then you could give him Quad Strike, but very easy to play around. The Goten leader, I really wanted this leader to be good because I like Goten. He just wasn't good. Then there's the Janemba Mill leader, the Broly, or the Gogeta BR leader. I have a deck that I'm working on for this leader as well that you guys might enjoy, or at least I'm hoping you will. And I'm hoping it's going to be a fun deck. It's I don't know it's the most creative idea to use with this leader, but it should be fun nonetheless. And then we got the Broly BR yellow leader. That's always going to be a solid leader if you don't have to have a specific color, because you can just run yellow. You can just run your yellow super combo, and it's not a bad card at all. It does so much for a leader for like so little cost. Then there's the video game Gogeta, which is He gets to awaken at 5 life, which is kind of weird. I like the art on him, but I mean he's constant double strike. You draw a card once, returning 10,000 less KO. It's just kind of underwhelming. Then we got the Vegeta that he's got critical. He's got critical, and he's every color except black. He's red, green, blue, and yellow. But he loses the crit when you awaken. So I would rather just not. I mean, sure, you won't get to draw when you attack, but you can crit your opponent every turn, and that's a plus too. So I would think that's what I would want to do. And holy crap, it's almost 1 in the morning. You guys have been awesome, sticking with me as long as you guys have. We've been live for like 3.5 hours. That's not even. I honestly wasn't expecting as. On the one hand, I was like expecting a huge turnout because I know we have so many people to watch our Dragon Ball stuff. But at the same time, then I was like, well, we haven't streamed in a long time. It's late. People may not even be available for the stream. But you guys have been here for hours. Some of you since the very beginning. And I appreciate that a lot. And what's up? Hidden Fate, Trainer Box, and Low Chance. I'm not sure. So here's the thing. If you're looking to buy anything Hidden Fates online, you're a fucking idiot. Like, I love you, dude, but you're a fucking idiot. Everything Hidden Fates is double MSRP right now. You can, I kid you not. So I told you the other day I bought one of those boxes. I bought that box from Walmart for $50. I bought it from Walmart for the MSRP price. If you look it up online, you're spending like $90 to $100 for the fucking box, which is absolutely absurd. Just like the little boxes when the set first came out, that came with 3 packs in it. They sold for like $15. They were selling for like 30, 40 online, and I scooped some up at Target. I found like 6 of them. They're selling it for fucking MSRP price. I scooped the fuck out of that shit. Well, the thing is, like, I want to, like I mentioned before, I used to stream basically full time. Well, I won't say full time, like not full time, like an actual full time streamer that streams, like 8 to 10 hours at a time. But I used to stream 3 to 4 hours every single night. I would love to get back to it. I don't know that it would always be Dragon Ball stuff is the thing. Like, I'd probably be streaming, because I never streamed the same thing all the time. It was always something different. So I would always stream either, like one day I'd be streaming, I was playing Resident Evil, or this day I'd be doing Halo, this day I'd be in Smash Bros, Mario Kart, whatever. But, so, I'm going to get back to consistently streaming. Like I said, it's just one of those things, like, I hadn't streamed in about half a year. I also used to do it on Twitch, is the thing, too. And then you guys all wanted me to switch over to doing it on YouTube, so I decided to do it here. Which I guess makes sense, because more of you guys follow me on, or have me subbed on YouTube, versus following me on Twitter. So you're going to see that notification here more than you would on Twitch, which is fine, that's whatever. But yeah, I plan to do more streams. It may, now that I've gotten back into it, it'll be easier for me to just pick it up like I used to. It's not like I'm not gonna just go from today on outward and just be like, okay, every night I'm streaming again, because I can't do that. But we can. We'll probably start streaming again every so often. Hell, I might actually stream Saturday and Sunday if I'm not busy. So we may have a stream tomorrow, and we may have a stream the next day, the next night as well. I'm not sure what we'll do. We might play some, so we might play some matches on Untap or on Octagon with you guys, or I may stream like playing Overwatch or whatever with my buddies. Who knows? But I'll get it figured out. I do, like I said, I do want to appreciate, or I do want to thank all of you guys, because I do appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. We had up to like 15, 16 people at our high point, so I'll take that as a win, considering I haven't streamed in, like I said, probably about half a year. So you guys are fucking awesome. Oh yeah, they have those tins too. Because one of those tins was a Raichu tin. I'm fucking mad because I just want the tin. Like I just want the tin with the Raichu. I just want the Raichu promo. Like I just want the shit that's not worth the expensive money. But whatever. But yeah, I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with us. You guys have been super dope. I really appreciate all the support. If I go to bed right now, I can hopefully get 5 decent hours of sleep before work, and then I'll come home tomorrow. I'll upload some videos, and we'll come back and we'll stream again. I shouldn't have anything I'm doing tomorrow night, so I should be able to come and stream with you guys and hang out again, one way or the other. Not sure what we'll do, but we'll figure it out. But thanks for joining me, guys. You guys have a good night, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow night.